All right, so oh, I'm still want to sit here, right? My sitting position is still here, right? Okay. All right. So, yeah, yeah. I think just wait 1 or 2 minutes. I think everybody's coming now. Okay. Can we start now? Yeah. Yeah. हाँ? थोड़ा है छोटा, थोड़ा छोटा, इसको आगे लग सकते नजदीक। हाँ, वही। अच्छा ठीक है, थोड़ा आगे आ जाएगा तो अच्छा रहेगा। हाँ? That's much better. जितना भी आगे आ सकता है वो ले लेना। Boy, this is okay. That's very good. Now I can do it. All right. But Rajesh is not moving. I've been trying. Huh? Oh, that's I to end. Oh, okay. All right. You can pinpoint there. Go to close and see. This technology, if it works, this is great. Okay. All right, that's good. Now moving. Okay? चलो આપણે સ્ટાર્ટ તો કરી. Rajesh, we are going to start now.
Okay.
Okay. We are going to start with Navkar Mantra.
Please, everyone can sing along. Namo Arihantanam, Namo Siddhanam, Namo Ayariyanam, Namo Vajayanam, Namo Lohe Savvasahu
Jai Jinendra, everybody. Uh, Now, today we are going to really discuss Jainism, Jain fundamentals, and
Can everybody please switch off the phone? Or I'll have to take the phone back and you'll have to take $50.
thank you.
Check.
Okay. Right, put the first slide. Rajesh, give me things, or if it's not working, put the first slide. Okay, now I'm going to the fundamentals of Jainism, and we got to make sure.
Section 1.
Say it.
Online and section is.
Okay, yeah, sure. This is what is the Lord Mahavira's preaching style. You are God, you are Ishwar, you are pure soul, whatever the words you want to use. Recognize yourself. It is not something we are going to achieve from outside. We are going to recognize what we are. That is the preaching style. Okay? You are already that way. Only thing you have forgotten that you are that way. Okay, so recognize yourself. Develop inner divine qualities to become God. Okay? So it is not like something you are going to achieve from the outside, but you are going to reveal what you are. Okay? So it's a kind of a different way, the whole Jain system. You are already that way, you have forgotten what you are. And you recognize yourself, or you reveal your qualities. Okay? So we don't have to really go outward to achieve. We have to go inside to reveal our qualities. Okay? If any soul puts effort in the right direction, that soul becomes God. Atma becomes Paramatma. That's the word. Keep that thing in the mind. When you go outward, okay, that is not the Jainism. You have to come from outward to inside. We are already outward. Okay? We got already all our happiness is always outside. If people think I'm doing great work, we are happy. No. If somebody even comes and nobody recognizes you, then you feel so kind of they'll say, okay, because we are looking all our happiness outward. Instead of that, what Jainism says, your happiness is inside, turn yourself within, inside. Next. So keep these fundamentals in your mind when you discuss it, the future things. All right, I'm just going to make it. His ideas were novel, attitude was progressive. See, Mahavira is really a very revolutionary person. What we are looking like a Tirthankar god and all other stuff. But he was a human being. And as a human being, the person fought against the current flow of the society. All right? And made a significant impact at that time on the society. All right? And if you read Mahavira's life properly, okay, then you will realize the environment he was in that environment to make this kind of the changes, all right, it was a kind of a significant achievement for any human being. And we have to look at Mahavira as a human being. Okay. Of course, no, we praise him, Tirthankar, all knowledge. I mean, I understand that. But the reality during Mahavir's time, if you put ourselves at that time, people recognize them as one of the human being, one of the spiritual human being, one of that kind of this human being, that he achieved all these things, all right, going inside and reveal his qualities, all right? Well, the problem is they are so small. So if I would have printed it one page per things, but that's okay. All right. But is it coming out? All right. That's okay. I can read here, I can read there, but these things. Sorry about this. Okay, I can keep talking. All right. Now, let me go through some of the points of Mahavir's life. People do not look at the Mahavir's life that way, what I'm trying to say, okay? Some of the points, if you really look into it, in the Mahavir's life, he was the first one, and probably the last monk, where he took Diksha. After taking the Diksha, he donated a piece of cloth to the poor beggar. Right? Now you think about it, is there any second incident in the history, in Jain history, that occurred that a monk has donated to the poor people? You see what I'm trying to bring it out? That this one he did it after he took the Diksha. Even though it was a Devdushya, whatever you glorify. But the donation was done by him. Mahavira donated, okay, because he had it, okay. I'm not saying you cannot donate if you don't have any possession. But he had one piece of cloth with him. He had one piece of cloth with him, and he donated half of that piece, to the person. That was kind of one of the most revolutionary things, that after taking Diksha, giving the donation. Second thing, if you look into his life, he is the one tells his primary disciple, Gautam Swami, that go and ask forgiveness to Anand Shravak, because you are wrong, he is right, and you apologize it. Or you will never find any second incident in the history that monks or nuns asking forgiveness from the lay people. Okay, so see the idea, the revolutionary point of view, and later on in the history, things change. How did it change? What did it change? That is very difficult for me to find it even that way. But when you read the Mahavir's life, he is the one, like yesterday I told you, establishing fourfold orders, everybody giving the equal opportunity and equal right. For the lay people's right, and there is no distinction. No, men are superior than the women. In that, you don't find any indication in the scripture. What I'm trying to bring out, all his ideas and all his novel, if we properly read Mahavir's life, okay, then you see this is what it is. And somehow, during the course of the history, things change. Okay, things change. And what I'm trying to say, now I got it. Okay, okay. His attitude was progressive. He never tried to coerce others to follow Jain doctrines and principles. Yeah, okay, I see now. All right. And he never used force, fears, greed, threats to pursue the ideas. Anything, any religion you are practicing because of fear or because of greed, that is not a Jain religion. If I do these things, I will attain that. That's a greed. Or if I do these things, I'm going to suffer in the hell. That's why I'm not doing it. Your intention is doing it, but because now you are afraid of hell, that's why you are not doing it. Or you don't know, or something you are doing it because of greed. Yeah, if I do this one, I'm going to acquire heaven. Okay, that business attitude, what I mean by, is a profit loss. What am I going to get out of it? If I do a thai, what am I going to get out of it? Okay, why do I do these things? Anything, if you do based on a greed or based on fear, that is not a Jain religion. Okay, you are doing certain things because it is right things to do. You are doing these things because your soul inner qualities are going to be revealed. That is the reason. You are only helping yourself. It's not because you are not going to hell or not going to heaven. Okay, that is not the reason. And if you are doing it, it is not a Jain religion practice. All right. So certain things in the mind. Analyze whatever things you are doing. Are you doing it for greed? Are you doing it for fear? Or are you doing it because that is going to, I go to inner and my inner qualities are revealed. Okay, that's why I'm doing it. If you are doing certain things to reveal your inner qualities, okay, you are only helping yourself. There's nothing else. You're not going to publicize somebody. Okay, oh, I'm helping myself. Okay, all right, no fame, anything like that. And this is his style. Next slide. Conquer anger by forgiveness, pride by humility, deceit by straightforwardness, and greed by contentment. We all know these things. We have read it so many times. Why we are not able to reveal our qualities? Because we have anger, greed, krodh, man, maya, lobh, but now all the four kashais, which is the kind of anger, pride, deceit, and greed. Okay? And then the derivatives of that. There are a significant number of all the derivatives. If somebody asks the question, what is Jainism? Can you explain in a few sentences the aim and objective of Jainism? It's a very simple thing. Okay? Very simple thing. All my kashais and my mithyatva I yesterday explained to you, and the kashai, anything I do, if that reduces my mithyatva and kashai, that is Jain. Because ultimately, when you remove all, you attain with state. That's the only thing. In the life, if you really look into it, any activities you do, anything in the name of religion, is it reducing my mithyatva or my kashai? If it is reducing, it is a religious activity. If it is not, even going to the temple is not a religious activity if your mithyatva or kashai is not reduced. You see what I'm trying to say? People only joins with external activity. Yes, I'm a religious person. Okay, I'm doing these things every morning, afternoon, whatever the things you're doing, and now you satisfy yourself. It is not the activity what you do. If those activities are means to do something, to achieve something, and what is that means? Is my kasai reduced? My greed is reduced? Okay? By doing that, if that is reduced, then doing that is a religious activity. If nothing is changed in me, then you have wasted your time. You have just wasted your time. That things you must keep in mind all the time, anything you do. Okay? If you are helping somebody, if you are developing compassion because of that, then it's a religious activity. Okay? But when I help somebody and I want to make sure everybody knows I did these things, all right, I'm in the society, I've been good recognitions, everything like that. Okay? On the contrary, you have increased your ego, means you have increased your kashai. It's the same activities. It is not a religious activity. Actually, for that person, it is a sinful activity. Anything we do which increases your kasai, it becomes a sinful. I'm talking to individual. Others people being helped, I'm not denying that. All right? What I'm trying to explain to you, for a person, he could do a sinful activities and others being helped. Okay? That is not the point. But the religion is individual. Religion is me. The scripture, how they say, how you can donate. Even right hand does not know what left hand is giving. Okay? That is the things. You do it because it is right things to do it. And not even the right hand should know what left hand has done. Okay? In a sense, I'm trying to say. Same thing for tap. The definition is very clear. You know what is the definition of tap? When you do any tap, you continue to do your normal activities. Not tell even anybody that that's what you're doing, the taps. Okay? Because you are doing it for yourself, your progression. Okay? And what I'm explaining here is what is the real thing. Now, when you are starting point, you need certain, what I consider temptations, some certain things in your life, and you do all those ones. But that is only intermediary steps. That is not you don't have to stop at that point. Okay? It's in a learning stage. In learning stage, you do get that way. But once you are ended in that one, then you know how you have to do it. Okay? Next slide. External renunciation is meaningless if soul remains flattered with internal shackles. Internal shackles is kashaya and vices. Okay? Just 1 minute. Right? Internal shackle is kashaya and vices. So, if you just renounce everything externally, but nothing change inside, then the external renunciation, this is Bhopal, no, this is the scripture. I'm just giving you the scripture's quotation now, all right? External renunciation is totally meaningless, okay, if you are not changed internally. Next. Now, here is the Acharya Mahaprajna. Here is Acharya Haribhadra Suri's quotation. I do not favor Mahavira, nor I am prejudiced against Kapil. Kapil Rishi is a Hindu sage. Okay? I would accept anyone's statement provided I find it true on the scale of logic. truth can come from any place. Okay? It is a truth I accept. It doesn't matter who said it. Okay? It doesn't matter. We have to be that decision-making power, because we are the only one progressing ourselves. Okay? So Haribhadra Suri is saying, I do not favor Mahavira, nor am I prejudiced against Kapil. I would accept anyone's statement provided I find it true on the scale of logic. Okay? What it means, though, if you are a Svetambar and if you get something from Digambar, oh, that is not mine. I wouldn't go in to do that one. No. There is no sectarian feeling. Any place we find a truth, that is Agam's definition, that is a Tirthankar Vani. Okay? It doesn't have to be said by Mahavira. If it is a truthful, that reduces my Kashai, that is Aptavani. That is the Tirthankar's preaching. That's it. Okay? Tirthankar doesn't preach on everyone. And that's what you see it here. Lokatva Nirnay. That is the Acharya Haribhadra Suri's Granth. Next. And now here is Acharya Mahaprajna's quote. Advocates of Jain religion often suffer from dogmatism. They may agree that what they have known is not absolute truth. It's anekantva. But they insist that what others believe is absolutely wrong. Okay? See, this is that we define with the reference. What others believe is absolutely wrong. What I know is maybe anekantva, it's not absolute truth. Okay? That's what we suffer from dogmatism point of view. And this is just the recent. Acharya Mahaprajna ji is not that far off. Okay, next one. 1 minute, I have a question. Anybody has a question?
Raise hand.
Yeah, raise your hand. Can you come a little closer? We've got an empty chair so that I can hear you properly.
Last sentence what you just said, they insist that what others believe is absolutely wrong. Is that like a mithasol? That like ignorance plus the believing something which is not right.
No, it is not question of believing or not. You don't have a dogmatic view because it is said, it comes from Islam. It is all wrong. Okay? Islam is a religion of peace. When you talk about certain aspects from the Islam, I'll tell you a story. Right from Quran. Okay? Muhammad Paigambar and his disciple, and these stories, like it comes in the elementary level books also, the stories, okay? That Paigambar Sahib and his disciple were crossing the river, and a scorpion was drowning. Muhammad Paigambar pulled the scorpion out, okay? Just lift it out to save the scorpion because it was drowning. Scorpion bites. It falls back into the river. All right? Paigambar Sahib again removes it. Again it bites. His disciple says, Paigambar Sahib, what are you doing? Don't you see you are helping this one? And that thing is biting you. And Paigambar Sahib replied it. That's the nature of scorpion. It's going to bite. If he cannot give up his nature, how can I give up my nature? My nature is compassion. I got to do, even though somebody is hurting me, but that is his nature. It is my nature. Okay? It's a compassion. I cannot just say because somebody did bad things to me, so I'm going to take care of him. Okay, that is not my nature. That is not my true nature. So you can just imagine the story. All right? It's a beautiful story. In all the points you can explain through examples and stories easily. These are the points I'm trying to say. So truth can come from anywhere. We should have an open-minded to accept it is true. But we should have a decision-making power, unbiased way. Okay? Not a biased way because, oh, yeah, okay, this is Mahavira, it has to be right. Okay? Or this is somebody else, it is wrong. No. Anything that makes sense, all right, accept it and not. All right? Who else? What was the question? Yours? Yeah, go ahead. No, right behind.
Goes back to what you said a little earlier.
Can you pass it on? Can you come, if you can, if nobody's sitting, you can come in closer one also. That's why I'm just, no. It will help me. My voice will be.
While you're waiting, we have moved you forward a better time.
What forward?
Watch out. We already got back on your back.
Oh, okay, all right. Sure.
It was just going back to what you were saying a little bit earlier about doing good acts towards people, but not telling others. You don't want to tell others about what you're doing. You don't want to boast about you're performing religious acts. And I remember about 5 years ago, I came here and I was listening to somebody speak, and he was talking about donations, and he said that, if you make a donation to, some charity or organization, that, a lot of times they'll recognize you by putting your name. And he said you shouldn't have your name attached to your donation, because then it's not a true donation, because you're getting something in return because you're having your name posted on something. But he did say there is one exception, and that is if you have your name put on that donation because you truly believe it will inspire others. Is that
Let me answer it. I understand that question. See, there are two sides. You have to use your wisdom. Just you have to keep in mind. You are the judge and you are the jury. Sometimes putting the name, the donation can inspire others and you get it more. But at the same time, no, you look at okay, did they put my name or not? Okay, I did it or did they forget about it? Okay, you are trying to figure it out, make sure everybody recognize it. What is the attitude towards you? Okay, if your attitude is like, if they want to put the name, let them put the name, let others inspire. But internally, you are, it doesn't matter. You are not really looking, oh, look at it, I was the pioneer for these things, and I have done this one, and every time the meeting comes up over there, and you make it like you are a big person, all right? Then it is wrong, okay? But because we live in a society, and somebody can get inspiration because of that, then that is a good thing. So there are no easy yes and no type rules. Okay, you have to keep in mind, use your own wisdom. And you are the judge and you are jury. There is nobody else. Okay, you don't have to get certificate from the others or anybody else. So anytime you do any good thing or any activities, any good activities, sometimes it inspires many people. That's a good thing. And sometimes you are doing it so that others recognize you, how great you are. That's a bad one. Okay, so all that Jainism is a very, double-edged sword type religion. You do it this way or you do it that way. All what I'm trying to explain you is make sure that your ego and your kashai, okay, internally not boosting. Okay, if it is a boosting, then it is not good for you. Others are being helped. I'm not saying whether I'm not disputing there. But my spirituality is been that way. All right. So there are so many things, but let me proceed further. All right. The point, just if you have a clear point, or if you have a question on that one point, like he had a good question, all right? And whether to do it or not to do it. It is not like something yes and no. Everything is what is your wisdom is saying. Okay? And unless you use your wisdom properly, all right, then otherwise you got two-sided on every aspect of it. Okay, go ahead.
Excuse me.
Connect the Swachand with this thing. With most lecturers and everybody comes through, Swachand Kirotani. Swachand Vyakhya, but everybody has their own definition.
Right. Sure.
Unless you are thinking in a channel, then you are not Swachandi. If you are not thinking in a channel, then you are Swachandi. This is how it has been defined by most of the lecturers.
No, see, the thing is this way. You got to Jainism, any religion is for yourself. Okay? You have to be the judge and you have to be jury, and nobody else. If outside world says anything, that is not matter. As long as you are clean in your heart, then it is right for you. Okay? If the world is totally against you, there should not be any problem. Okay? So let me, yeah.
Just like a DAPS, Swaminarayan Sanstha, where they don't have any kind of note or any takti or anything for anybody's donation. Even if you donate $20 million, there is nothing.
Look, keep certain things in mind. Whatever you want to accomplish it, if you accomplish it that way, that's great. But sometimes you cannot accomplish it in that kind of the money and whatever the projects you are doing it. So then you are making it the other way, right? Everything though, if you look at the history in Jainism, when they started all these seven kshetras donation, like temple, agams, that you know what I'm saying, Gnan, the temple thing like Devdavya, if you read, then sadhu, Sravaks, Shravikas and all other one, and then they started bidding on it. It is nothing, it was a need point of view, okay? But when the need becomes greed, okay, if you have few $1 million in the bank and you are still collecting, all right, the point where I'm trying to bring it out, then it's a greed. All right, greed you can justify anyway. Oh, I have $1 million is more than enough for my rest of my life. But you know the medical is so expensive. This is going to, right? Now I'm going to be, I'm justifying myself, okay? I'm cheating myself. There is nothing else what I'm trying to do, okay? So that's why I'm saying religion is your own wisdom. And as long as it is not increasing your kashaya, with greed, anger, deceit, lust, then it's a religion in a true sense. All right, not somebody else is going to tell you, oh, you are doing great. You don't need a certificate from anybody else. You have to be your own judge and your own jury. And that's why I'm saying, for one person, it is one thing. For other person, it will be different things, okay? It's the same action from one person. So let's not discuss how others will think or how others will see it. If you think it is right for you. Well, and if you think it is wrong for you. That's the point, okay? And you have to view your surrounding rationally. That's the only thing I'm trying to say. All right, next. Atma hi ahimsa hai, Atma hi hinsa hai. Or let's go to English one. As per the scriptures, the self is both violent and non-violent. He who is aware about his thoughts and action is non-violent, and who is careless is violent. Are we fully aware about, truly, my action? I'm fully aware about it. Am I doing it? So such a thing that my kashaya will be reduced, or I'm doing it that my ego is boosting up. I got a good recognition in the society. and everybody will be respecting me. Is that the reason I'm doing it? Okay. The reason, again, I'm telling you, you are the judge and jury, and if you are fully aware about your action, then you are non-violent. If you are not aware about your action, in other words, no, it's the same wording. If you do anything in mithyatva, it is wrong. If you are anything you do with the knowledge, it is right. Because once you have the proper knowledge, you cannot do wrong things, by definition. I give you a simple example. Simple, we all know, when I put our hand in the fire, it burns. That knowledge is so proper, that's okay. That knowledge is so proper, even in dream, I would not put my hand in fire. Right? Because, no, that knowledge is a proper knowledge. You see what I'm saying? Do we really know for all our activities that way? You have total knowledge about that, our activities. So, the point is, Jainism is a path of knowledge. Padamam nanam tavodaya, right? No, that's why I call it first sentence. First knowledge, then action. Then daya means action is the daya, in a sense. Anything we do without knowledge, or without knowledge, even though it is the right things, it's not going to help you spiritually. That's my point. And in the religion world, the center is you, nobody else. Okay? You can justify, well, but others being help. Yes, you can justify that way, okay? But it is not helping you spiritually. And if it is not helping you spiritually, what is the difference? All right? So, keeping that thing. Next. Whenever a soul reflects on pious and these are all from Jain Agam. These are all the scriptures, quotations, what I'm trying to put you here. Whenever a soul reflects on pious and non-pious thoughts, at that very time, it gets bounded by corresponding good or evil karma. It is not what you do. It is your thought process. Okay. It is your thought process behind doing. Okay. It's a kind of a scary quotation. What am I thinking inside? And again, I'm the judge and jury. That what you do, at that moment you are getting the karma. You know why? Because, Jain karma philosophy, karma is a material thing, pudgal. Okay? Karma has no gnan gun. No, karma has no knowledge. Okay? Karma is just a matter. It's a non-living substance. Karma don't have an eye. They can see what you're doing. All right? There is no gnan, they don't have eye. Okay? What karma only recognizes? How are they going to attach to you? Just think the logical, the karma bandhan, the basic fundamental things of the karma bandhan. Karma don't see whether you are in temple or you are sitting in a bar. Karma has no knowledge. How are they going to attach you? Oh, for good or bad, or punya or pap, whatever the words we use. The only thing they do is they are feeling your reflection. They are feeling your reflection. Are you doing something peacefully? Or are you doing the same action? But make sure everybody is knowing that I'm going to the temple doing puja, all the things with loud. That's what you're doing it. Okay. Karma only feels your vibration. Karma particle only feels your vibration in the same space where you are. there is no karma coming from outside to you. It is the same karma that existed within your space, within all your soul. When they feel the vibration, they attach to you. All right? And they don't have an eye, they don't know what you are doing. Only thing is what your reflection, that's what they feel. If you something you feel, as a gnata drashta, as a knower and observer, then there is no vibration, okay? No karma can attach to you. That's a nirjara. Because the past karma gone and your new karma attached to you. That's the nirjara. That's by definition is nirjara. Okay? Because every moment, past karma, some of the past karma gets separated from us. Every moment, we acquire new karma. Right? Every moment, that whether you want it or not, that process is occurring. The way the Jainism is explaining, at every moment, we are removing all 8 karmas, means portion of the 8 karmas, okay? All 8 of them. Every moment, we are acquiring 7 karma. Okay? Only Ayushya karma, we do it once in lifetime. But the cause for all the 7 karmas, what you are acquiring, is only one karma. You know which karma is that? No. Oh my God. I'm saying it every moment you are enjoying the fruits of 8 karma or suffering the fruits of the 8 karma. All right? Every moment you are acquiring. But all these karma you are acquiring and removing are due to one karma only. That's a Mohaniya karma. If you don't have the Mohaniya karma, you don't get any karma. Gnanavaniya karma don't bring you more Gnanavaniya karma. Darshanavaniya karma don't bring you any more Darshanavaniya karma. That means if I have a less knowledge, that is not the cause for acquiring new karma. If I have all other karmas can remain there, except the Mohaniya karma. That is the only karma is going to acquire me. All karmas are responsible because of the Mohaniya karma. If I don't have the Mohaniya karma, 1 minute. If I don't have the Mohaniya karma, I don't get any karma. And if you don't have a Mohaniya karma, your state is called Vitrag. Your state is called Vitrag, which is the 12th stage of Gunsthanaka. Just what I'm trying to explain to you, that you are acquiring all the karma because of one karma. And that is the Mohaniya karma, which is nothing but Mithyatva and Kashai. These are the only 2 things. Mithyatva means you're doing something slippingly, not knowingly. You're just doing it because anything you do without understanding, it is always wrong thing. Spiritually for you, I'm asking, somebody may be helped. I'm not disputing there. But for you, it is spiritually wrong things. All right, so one karma is the only thing that is the king of the karma, which is a Mohaniya karma, which is Mithyatva and Kashai. Just 1 minute, okay? And anything you do under that influence, you're going to acquire bad karma. Yeah. Sure. No, these are the important, what I'm trying to bring it out, why I'm using and giving more importance on these fundamentals. If this is clear, makes it very easy to practice properly the religion. All right? And if you don't even know anything, or learn anything from here, but if you understand this much, I think the whole Jainism, you know it. Okay, you don't have to read all the books and all the agams. That is always help you. But these things is the very fundamentals keep in mind all the time. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you.
So when I have got the power or the feelings, I am having certain kind of vibrations, and that is attracting the karmic particles and binding to my soul. The opposite process is also happening all the time. For Nijra, some of the old karmic particles which are bound to me, they are now getting separated. Now, what is that process of separation? When the old karma is getting separated from me, what is happening? Is there
we will come to karma session, and I will go through that detail. Right now I'm talking only the fundamentals aspect of it, okay? The fundamental aspect is every moment, okay, the fundamental aspect, I don't want to repeat again and again, but fundamental aspect is only Mohaniya karma is responsible for all your karma, what you require. If you do not have Mohaniya karma, there is no other karma can attach. Even though you have, and that is why on the 12th stage of the Gunsthanak, you become a Vitrak state. In the Vitrak state, after that, there is no karma attached to you. Or sometimes they use the theoretical, it is attaching on a first moment and next moment it gets separated. That doesn't mean anything, okay? That means there is no karma, all right? So, that idiopathic karma, and I'm not going to go into those kind of the details in it, all right, for all practical purpose. All right, so let me proceed now. Oh, you got it?
No, I was just saying that's why I call ringleader is the Mohaniya karma, which you said already, king of the karma.
All right, okay. Now, please, see, sometimes, 2 or 3 people like kind of a takeover. Make sure, let others get a chance, and don't try to do it like same person again and again, and every time the question really comes or adding. Okay, keep in mind all other people also, because we don't, if I don't proceed further that way, then I'll be doing injustice to everybody. Okay, so as long as something you are very clear, you don't have to say anything. Okay, that's my point. Next, let me get it. It is said by Tirthankar that absence of attachment and aversion is non-violence, its presence is violence. Again, you can see the book's name, Jai Dhavala, whatever all the different scriptures, quotations we have pulled out, and where the things are. And these are our original literatures. If you read Digambar, Svetambar, Stanakwasi, when you use the word, but I pulled out at least certain significant quotations out of it. This is what our religion is, all right? So, again, it's the same thing, but now in a different quotations, we are putting it here. Killing or hurting a living being is killing or hurting one's own self. Showing compassion to the living beings is showing compassion to oneself. He who desires his own good should avoid causing any harm and show compassion to all living beings. Why when I say when I harm others, I am only harming me? When I hurt others, in reality, others whether they are going to get hurt or not, that's depends upon their karma. But I am hurting myself. When my intention to hurt you, okay, whether others will being hurt or not, it's up to their karmas or their situation. But at least by doing that one, I am hurting myself because I am acquiring bad karma. My thought of hurting somebody, my thought of, killing somebody, just a thought only, I'm acquiring bad karma. So I am hurting myself regardless of others being killed or not, or others being hurt or not. Okay? So that's the Bhakti Parigna. Now here is the Jain fundamentals now. Come. I just give you the background of all the quotation to come to one point that Mohaniya karma, which is nothing but mithyatva and kashaya. And what is mithyatva? I explained to you yesterday. You don't know what is right things, but you believe the wrong one is the right one. Okay, that is mithyatva. Okay, Mithyatva has the two components. You don't know the truth, but you know the truth. That's you. Whatever untrue it, you know it is truth, and you firmly believe into it. Untrue things you are knowing, you believe it is true, firmly believe it. So nobody can change you even. All right? That is the things called Mithyatva. Now, the fundamentals, okay, now Jain tradition has their own system developed. Universe is without beginning, without end. It is, everlasting. So that one, I think everybody knows that. So I'm not going to. 6 fundamental substances are known as dravya. These are the universe is made up of. Actually, 6 fundamental, basically 5 or 6, no different, acharyas have a different way, but we all know that, what it means, which is universe is made up of 2 things, living being and non-living beings. And non-living beings have these many categories, subcategories. The living being is the only thing, one substance. So we have to keep in mind, anything which can make any decision, good or bad decision, is always a living being. Anything that is, you come in across anywhere, that is the living being, which decides good or bad, which thinks, thought process, all that thing occurs is all living beings. All right? All 6, because universe is eternal, and universe is made up of all these 6 substances, they are all eternal. Sorry. Okay? All right? The soul is the only living being which is consciousness. Every living being is not a soul. No, every living being is a soul. An infinite number of souls exist in the universe, and they are unique individual. The remaining substance are non-living. But we are most important for Jainism is the living beings. The rest of the things, no, it is important, but most important thing is the living being. But each soul is unique individual, different than Hinduism and the Buddhism philosophy. Okay? So my soul remains, my soul is a wrong terminology because I am soul. Okay? So me, myself, okay, which is a soul, okay, is a unique individual from Jain philosophy point of view. Okay? When I say unique individual, even in moksha, when a person attains the moksha, that soul remains, my soul remains, is still me there, okay, compared to the other one. Okay, that's a difference in the philosophy. Okay, even though every soul in liberation have the same qualities. Okay, it has the same qualities. There's no difference in qualities of that particular soul. All right, so whether you have, as long as it is same quality, we are all merged, or you are Sunya, or in reality, it doesn't make much difference. Okay? But this is how the philosophy has been explained. Karma is one of the category of matter, and short. Okay, all right. The whole thing comes up is my problem is the seeing it anyway. All right, now that's okay. Let me proceed here. Karma is one of the category of matter or Pudgal, hence it exists from eternity. All right. Soul is Mithyatva from eternity. Now this is another assumption. Jainism has it. Somebody will ask the question, when did the first karma attach to me? Jainism has no answer. Okay? Or their answer is from beginning of the time. When you come into the sansar, this beginning of the time. All right, so don't waste your time just to find that answer. It is not there anywhere. All right, you got to have a faith and belief. Okay. I am impure from the beginning of time. Impure means, I am mithyatva and kashaya. It's a different words. I'm not the pure soul, I'm an impure soul. my impurity is, I have to remove that impurity. My whole life effort in this whole sansar, my life effort is how can I remove my impurities. Once I remove the impurities, I'm done. I'm liberated. Okay? So, but the impurity was from the beginning of the time, from the beginning, and the whole effort is to remove it. Okay? Principle governing the succession of life is birth, life, and death is the karma. Because of karma, I'm migrating from one place to another place. And because of my impurity, I'm acquiring new karma. You see what I'm saying? Karma takes me from one life to another life, and my impurity are the one acquiring new karma. And lesser my impurity is, as my impurity is less and less, then what happens? I'm going to acquire new karma less, when I'm going to get separated more, my old karma. So the net result is nirjara. Okay, that you have to be working that way. Then ultimately you become karmaless. Ultimately you become karmaless. All right. So the ultimate goal of the life is liberation, which is nothing but, when I use the word liberation, which is same thing is liberation from suffering through understanding and realization of the pure nature. Once you understand your realization, I am suffering due to my own wrongdoings. I'm not suffering because somebody caused some bad things to me. Okay? Somebody can cause bad things to you, that's what you think. In reality, you are suffering because of your own impurities. Just give you some example to make the point clear. Can you make Mahavira angry? No. Right. Now, that's why I cannot, why somebody can make me angry, okay, by insulting me, whatever they want to do it. And why they cannot make Mahavira angry. So it's the same person-wise, same surroundings. Have you ever thought of that one? That if just every time something occurs to you, which is nothing but kathai. If you really look into it, if occurs to you, you ask, is it my spouse did it to me, that's why I'm getting angry? Or what I'm saying is, if you are fully aware about your qualities, then you will never get angry, because any surroundings, by any kind of the environment they create, okay, you cannot get angry because that is not you. You are different. No, you are the pure soul, you are the different one. So, under any kind of the adverse environment, if you can remain calm and quiet, okay, then you have accomplished it. Then you have accomplished it. Because somebody can create an environment. In that environment, whether you want to do good or bad, okay, it is your purusharth. Somebody can create an environment. Under that environment, how to act, it is entirely up to you. Okay, anything you want to act in any environment, it is you. So when you become angry, you don't blame somebody. Even though that person may have insulted you, a person who has created the environment. But your action is your action only. That person is just a nimit. No, if I just use the terminology from the nimit point of view. but I am the upadan of all my action. Once you have that knowledge clear, it's like my putting my hand in a fire. Once I get the knowledge. No, if you have 2 years old baby, they will try to get put their hand to the fire and you stop. But once you acquire that knowledge, then that knowledge you will never know. Once you have this knowledge, then the person cannot be angry, greedy. Anger is just one example. But what I'm trying to say applies to all kashais. Okay? Yeah, sure.
What is upadan?
Okay, I'll come to that point. But let me just give you. Upadan is the real cause of a substance. It's the real cause of anything that happens is all in upadan. My upadan is my soul. Okay? Anything I do, okay, it is done by my upadan. Nimit could be anything. He could tell me bad words. Okay? I become angry. That was a lack of my purusharth. That's why I become angry. Not because of word. I blame him. Okay? That is my ignorance. That is my mithyatva. Okay? Because he can say anything. Oh, because I know him. He is my friend. And he said it. Okay? Suppose somebody on the street whom I don't know anything, and if he tells me the same word, do you think I'm going to get mad? Right. Why? Why I get mad? This one is, the other person in the street who doesn't have any knowledge. All right? Or somebody speaks in Japanese language to me with the same thing. Do I get mad? No. So what is happening that you are not getting mad from any other way. Right? But now I know it. Okay, yeah, here is my friends, the people know me, and why did he say it that way to me? Okay, go ahead.
I have just a question. We had this topic of discussion with our teenagers and so on, where it becomes an issue. I think our teenagers know that we should not react negatively to somebody who's hurting us. So they know to not be reactive and to somewhat be not reactive to somebody. But what happens is often if they feel that what they're doing to them is wrong, and them being non-reactive often is seen as a sign of weakness. And at some point, not standing up and becoming codependent on somebody who's being violent to you is also an important thing. And how does one react to that?
No, that's a very great question. To become non-reactive could be two ways. Okay? One is because I'm weak, that's why I'm non-reactive. Internally I'm burned up, but I know the other person is a strong, very thing. So I keep, even though I'm so much burned up inside, but I keep my face out because I know that if I show it that way, the consequences I'll be suffering it. Okay, if that is the way you're becoming quiet and showing your weaknesses, or you are truly powerful and let it go yourself. You follow what I'm trying to bring it out. The point is, I am not reacting because of my weakness, or I'm not reacting even though I could react. That doesn't mean you don't, let me explain in a little different way. That if you react, can you react without anger? Can you be firm in your statement without having any kashai? If you do it, then you made it. You should stand for your right, but you should not with anger. You should not show that things with any kashai. No, you can respectfully say, I don't think I agree with you. All right? Firmly and strongly. And then that's the way it should be reacted. With a firmness, without any, what I call it, just showing the anger. Once you show the anger, then it is all gone. There are several stories, those kind of the things how you do. And generally, you find many stories in Buddhist literature, particularly Zen Buddhism. Zen Buddhism is one of the greatest things to get these kind of the stories. Okay, one of the, in Buddhism, in Japan, there are two people that fight, whatever the big bodies one. I don't know, I forgot the name of the game. Huh? Sumo. Okay, they both were fighting. One was a very spiritual person. And he was fighting, all right, they done it. And this is the real fight I'm talking about, not anything, where you kill the other guy or, you destroy the other guy. And one guy just, put it on a sit, put flat on the ground, he sit on his body, all right, and other guy just split on him, okay. So this guy was so mad, and he immediately realized, now I am in anger I'm going to kill, and he's going to just like kill him. And suddenly he tried to put the fist, and immediately he realized, what am I doing? I'm not really fighting the games. My action is with the anger. And he stopped it. He just removed the guy, laid the head. And the man says, what are you doing? You win. You're just, win means you're going to kill. You have to kill the other guy. He said, but moment you split on my face, I lost my cool. I become so mad and angry. And that is against my philosophy, my religion. I cannot do it, any action with anger. All right, so let's start all over again. Okay? We see okay. Now here he is killing his whole guy. And the man just bowed down to him. He said, no, I don't want to fight anymore. You win. Or you win, I become your slave all the time. So that's the kind of the thing at the right moment. But he was observant to his action based on his thought. Okay? Now we have sometimes, I cannot say right now, but maybe when time comes, I'm going to get even with him. All right? Now that is, it's in anger. All right? That is not the religion. That is not the religion. You don't get even with somebody when there is a weak moment of the other person comes in, you just come back and do it that way. Okay? So, did I explain you? You have to be firm without kashai. You make it a firm statement and not any kind of personal grudges, not any kind of anything, but you got to be firm and right. That's it.
The difference we show versus, the distinction is not being reactive, but also not being passive.
Right.
I think that's the big distinction that we have now. Yeah.
That's because sometimes are difficult finding right words to try to explain the things. Okay. Okay. All right. Next one. Yeah. What? Oh, sorry, I got one. Which one you doing now? No. I've already done that. Okay. Now, again, we already discussed mithyatva means one doesn't know the truth, one firmly believes untruth is truth. Okay, that now everything has to be clear. I have repeated so many times. Belief is held without absolute conviction, with absolute conviction. Belief is not changeable even if the compelling counter-argument or the proof to the contrary. Okay, that is a mithyatva. That's why it is the worst one. Not kashai. Kashai is not as dangerous as mithyatva. Okay, and that's why, first of all, you keep your mind open. Listen to everybody. Accept what you feel appropriate for you. But when you stop listening other words, at that time the progress is gone. Okay, you listen to everybody. If you don't agree, you can explain to them, no, that I don't agree, but after listening, not before. All right. So that is the mithyatva and kashaya. Of course, anger, greed. Now, the problem, sometimes we have a tendency, if you are suffering, you feel my past karma makes me suffering, right? We have been programmed, trained that way. The karma is only responsible for the environment. Under that environment, to suffer or not to suffer, it is your purusharth. Keep that thing in the mind. Let's say I'm walking, I fell down, I broke my leg. That is all karma. Karma created the environment, I fractured my leg. All right? Now, in that condition, to become happy or unhappy, that is my decision. That is my, you say, well, it's a breaking the leg. What makes you think that will be a happy incident for you? I can view that incident many different ways. I said, well, it's good thing happened. I broke my leg. I'll be lie down in the bed for 6 weeks or something like that. And I can catch up with all my reading since I've been traveling from one place to another place. And I'm sure my wife will be very happy. And now he's going to be at home. He's not going to be all the places and now doing it. I can look at it that way too. Okay, it doesn't matter. Any incident that occurs, okay, that incident is due to karma. But in that incident, whether to become happy or unhappy, it is not your karma. Karma don't force you to be happy or unhappy. To be happy or unhappy, it is your own effort, is your own purusharth, is your own determination. Okay? You follow what I'm saying? I'll give you the story, like now, some of the examples, which makes it a little clear. If you have a fever, okay, you got a fever, you go to the doctor. Okay, doctor, I'm sick, I got a fever. Could you do something about it? Now, fever is a symptom. Fever is not a cause. What doctors will ask you, okay, why you have a fever? Now he'll ask you 15 different questions to find out where the infection is. Okay? Then and then he can prescribe the proper medicine. Okay? To try to do. The root cause of the symptom, if you really look into it, that's what he is finding. And then he's going to fix the root cause. That's the key thing you have to keep in mind. You can be in any surroundings. That is karma. Karma creates the environment, surroundings. But in that surrounding, how to act, it is your purusharth. That is all entirely up to you, how to act in that surrounding. Okay? And in that, if you act it properly under any surrounding, then you are a spiritual person. It's very simple. But that responsibility is yours. Tendency is we try to be bad. When anything bad thing happens, we always force the responsible to the others. We never take the responsibility on ourselves. Okay? So that is the point here. I think we have dwelt enough on these fundamentals. But anything I do, under any circumstances, I am responsible for that. And that's it. Nothing else. Okay? So this is the aim of the Jainism. What is bondage? What's freedom? And no, I'm just going to rush because I'm getting a little late. Now, what is the definition of Jainism? Okay, I may not be able to covering every slide because it takes too much time. All right, and I think you can figure it out. From absolute point of view, the religion definition is the true nature of a substance is the religion of a substance. We all know that. Okay, that definition probably everybody by heart knows that one. Okay. What is my true nature? If I live according to that nature, I'm a religion person. Okay, that's a definition. My true nature is no mithyatva and no kashaya. That's it. If you can live without mithyatva and kashaya, no, you are liberated. That's the end of it. Okay. Practical point of view, this is a very good definition for us. Any activity of body, mind and speech which reduces my mithyatva and kashaya, then it's a Jain religion activity. So remember the question I told you yesterday. If you have a 1 hour of the time and you have two choices, samahik or helping others, you decide which will reduce my kashaya. Okay? For you, that's what Jainism tells you to do. It's very simple, no? Okay? Means somebody says doing samahik, no, he's better than the other one, not. There is no such things. Okay? You got the simple answer that way. Okay? Jainism has never said do this or don't do that. That's why it is. All Eastern religion is a mystical religions. They don't give you commandments. There is no commandments in Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism. They give you the spiritual rules, okay, how to do, okay, and then you practice according to the rules based on your personality, okay, and that is the right things for you. All right? Now here is another one. This is a good chart. Okay, it needs to be understood. If you take an individual person, we are defining a person following law and order. Okay, and there are some people, they never follow, they never respect law and order of the society, whatever the things you live in. All right? For religion matter, for Jain religion matter in reality, those persons we don't talk even. Wherever you are, you must follow laws of the land. Okay? You can protest the law. You cannot violate the law. Protest is okay. All right? Formally, what Mahatma Gandhi did. I am going to have a salt march and I'm going to make the salt. That's a protest. Okay? Openly. You can tell IRS I'm going to cheat. And then you can cheat. Okay? But no, I'm just saying it, okay. But when you don't tell the things, so you cannot violate the law, you can protest it openly, and whatever consequences there, you are ready to suffer. That was the Gandhiji was doing it, no suffering the consequences, okay. Now, following law and order, you could be moral or immoral. Like you can say, you can stretch the law. Oh, but I'm within the law, okay? It could be heck of immoral things, okay, what you're doing. Like, I always give the example of Washington, D.C.'s lawyer, okay? The lawyers of Washington, D.C., they just stretch the law to the extreme, okay? And I'm still within my law, okay? And it could be hell of immoral things, what they are doing, okay? All right? So, the religion person is always following law and order, is always moral, okay? But the moral person could be spiritual or non-spiritual, and I want to discuss that one. How could a moral person could be non-spiritual, and how could moral person is spiritual? And I'll give you one example. First, I come over here, okay, to teach to taste without any expectation from anything, right? And only 2 people shows up in my workshop. I'm saying, I said, look at this society, okay? Here are only the 2 people here. I came all the way flying over here, and internally I'm burned out, okay? I'm a moral guy because I'm doing the right things, but I'm a non-spiritual person. You see what I'm saying? The non-spiritual person means you are doing good things, but you don't find the result. And you are internally, you are hurt. If you are hurt internally, then you are a moral person, which is moral person means doing good things for the society. But you are doing it such a way, you are result-oriented personality, okay? Oh, I can show you everybody, look at it, what I did, how I accomplished it, and no, that's one. The spiritual person does what is right things to do, whether the result turns out to be appropriate or non-appropriate, it doesn't matter to them, okay? And still continue, and it truly doesn't matter, not just to face to the people or something like that, okay? You've got to keep in mind, that one is. So the spiritual person, once a person is spiritual, he's always moral, he's always following law and order, okay? So that's the category. Now we have to look into it from and that's what the things are, okay? It's not only extrovert, but ultimately it is the introvert personalities, okay? That internally you don't have any hard feeling, any things like that. And in a true sense, no hard feeling point of view, okay? Not just to saying it. Okay.
Just out of this thing, does this also apply to Jain monks and nuns?
It applies to all Jain people. It does not, there's no exception to these things. Okay. Any other comment on this one? Any things? What I'm just trying to bring out all the fundamentals as much as I could.
How does this on following law and order relate to some laws like you have to serve in army compulsorily and you may have to shoot, kill something? And how do you now go with
You can protest it. You cannot violate it. What I mean by protesting means you declare, okay, I'm not going to do it openly.
I mean,
that is okay.
But then you are not following the law.
No, it is not see now, that's not the point I'm trying. Because the Protestant is allowed in the law democratic country. You can protest it. You can oppose it. And then you are ready to take the consequences, whatever the punishment you are giving. That's still following law and order. As long as you are ready to take the consequences and suffering. Like when I came to this country, you know, the draft and all that situation is there. It's 1967, okay? And he said, well, you can say, you know, conscious objections and all other things, or you can, you put it in. But, no, if you're trying to become, illegal aliens, hiding things, not doing it, okay, that's not following law and order, okay? You can make your conscious objection, and then if they give you, they still give you army duty, but then they don't give you like up in the military. You can serve the wounded people. All right. Now, that's it. Now you are not in that kind of the environment. But see, they need all kinds of people, so they get you that one. So what I'm trying to say, it is still within the law shall. Within the law shall. Okay. You protest openly. And then whatever the law gives you punishment, you take it.
Okay, so the point is basically take the punishment.
That's it.
But
that's
whatever your moral and spiritual things
because my conscious objection is there, and I don't think I'm going to do it. That's what Gandhiji did. Okay, I'm going to make the salt in the salt march. And now you can take me and put me into jail. Whatever you want to do it. Okay? All right. Yeah. Oh, 1 minute. Can you come here if there's enough space so we can hear you properly? All right?
So how does this morally fit with situations like when you have a leader like Hitler?
How does it how do you do when you have a leader like Hitler? In that situation, what would you do?
That's like, still you, like he's the leader of the country who makes, law and order. And then are you compelled, are you supposed to follow that law and order, which is totally incompatible with your...
No, but 1 minute, keep certain things in mind. You can protest it, but whichever place you live in, okay, the religion is very clear. You must follow law and order of the land you are living. You can migrate. If you don't like it, you can migrate it out. But while you are there, you cannot violate without telling anybody, okay? It's like just give you, these are the old things, now from the scriptures point of view. Raj Chori is the highest thief. Theft point of view is the Raj Chori, okay? Because, why? You are robbing the entire population. Whatever the tax you have to pay to the king, if you don't pay and you hide, that means you have robbed the entire population because it is a public money. Okay? Now we are so great that I cannot rob him, only hurting you. But I can cheat on IRS or on my income tax. And don't realize the consequences. I'm robbing the entire population. That is the highest stealing. But we don't realize that one because I'm not going to get caught. No, this better, and that's why I'm doing it. But the things if you really look at the consequences point of view, that to rob individual is one thing, and to rob all the entire population. Similarly, if you degrade the environment, you are destroying the entire humanity. If you really look into it from violence point of view, any act what you do that degrades the environment, that is the highest sin. Because your action is towards the destroying the entire humanity. And we, how much we do degrading the environment day to day, whatever we do, anything we use plastics, foams. What are we doing? It doesn't take now genius to figure it out. The information is all open, but we don't consider that way. We don't really considering anything like that. I remember even my younger daughter, she used to complain even coming from the school even. At that time, now she had like so many bins in my garage. Nothing we can throw away. All right, put this one here, this one here, this one here, this one there. And it said, Dad, do you really want to see your grandchildren happy? That's the word that she is using that time even. She wasn't married. Okay. And I still remember, right, that is the things, because they learn in the school, like before the plastic, only papers were recycled, not the plastics. And she finds all the envelope with the plastic window. She will cut all the plastic window out and put the paper in the recycling one. And that's the kind of the things they were doing it. See, what I'm trying to bring out, that I don't want to be part of the environmental problem. And you can do it, all the things what you do in your life, and see how we can protect it. That's where the Jainism is. And the consequences are there, because we have to interpret all the rules based on current time. All these, the rules Jainism has defined. Okay, and when we discuss the non-violence, we will go through all that one and see how we are applying that things in a day-to-day life. Okay, all right. So now you can see Jain morality, Vyavhar Dharma, conduct according to the guidelines prescribed by Aryat, and our conduct must accompany with compassion, friendship, love, sympathy, and otherwise it is mere mechanical action. And from Nishchay Dharma, purity of soul, removal or elimination of Mithyatva and Kashaya. Okay? So that's the very key. And Jain literature, religion consists of all these things. Now you can read these things. Okay? What I wanted to talk about, all the basics and fundamentals on this session, just cover it. That's it, right? Okay. We are going to take 10:30. Let's take 10 minutes break, all right, and we'll start the second presentation. Now, please don't make it 11 minutes, okay? Within 10 minutes, please come back, okay? It has to be there. No, 1 minute, it has to be there. If it is not there, I can tell you the person's name, you can blame.
I'm flipping the pages and I said,
This one is right here.
It is, oh, wonderful.
Thank you. I knew that's what you were looking for. Exactly the
all
same.
the rest of the things that
No, exactly. I was looking for the same thing.
Yeah.
And I missed that too.
And if I'm flipping the pages, I can't concentrate on what he's saying.
One, just the inside folder, and then take the, not the folder, but the material inside to send it to Houston. I don't have.
You can take it more. I can give you more. You want to give?
Can I take one for Shaina too?
Yeah. Take one.
Really, she's really happy.
Right. That's not out.
I think nobody's sitting here, isn't it?
Yeah, take that one out, okay. Whatever it is, you can take it on.
When I pay the money.
Huh?
Money.
Oh.
So you're going to talk about where you're going to live on one night?
No. Okay. You use Jaini library.
Yeah.
Okay. There's a donation button. Put the donation $50 there. That's it. Okay. He's going to do it. No, his registration fee.
You didn't register? I did register. Okay. And then I went to the link that you sent it to me. It just can't open.
No, okay, you can do that.
Yeah.
Next
But
presentation? Next one?
Charanyu.
Yeah, I was trying to open it.
That's okay, don't worry about it. Just go to the Jaini library donation link and put that money.
Yeah, no, that's
okay. Oh man, all right. Hello. Right. Oh God. Okay.
Go back to history. You want to go back to history? Ready?
Huh?
Ask you another history
question. History point of view?
We'll get it at lunch.
Okay. Yo, the book you mean, right?
No, there's another book.
Huh?
The book I'll get for lunch.
Huh?
Would that be a good term?
Yeah. That's okay. No,
You
lunch
have
time
some
is
place
good.
to put it?
Huh?
You have a place you can put it?
Oh yeah. I got all my stuff. Books and everything is that one, right? Just a minute. एक मिनट बड़ा मुश्किल ही
check
so
કોના નામે ચેક લખવું છે
yeah Jain education લખ્યું ને બીજું કઈ નહીં Jain education international actually
Jain education international.
yeah પછી દે છે લંચ ટાઈમ પહેલા એકવાર એનાઉન્સ કરી દેજો કે ભાઈ હા યુ ટેક ઇટ આઉટ લંચ પહેલા બધાને લઈશું બરાબર છે now the counting is just oh yeah I'm okay no this is good sometimes I sit and no, I got to move around a little bit that's where the Suko?
This is very helpful. This is very helpful.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Kemke, I mean, there are a lot of these, at least from my perspective, હું મારું તમને કહું કેમ કે અમે છોકરાઓને ભણાવીએ છીએ રાઈટ અને આ ઘણી બધી થિયરીઝ આવતી હોય છે and like me personally I do a workshop with them and so a lot of these things come and આમાં થોડા ઘણા મારા બી સમજવામાં gaps હોય ને this is helping to fill up the gaps yeah
બરાબર
so
no એટલે what I tried is
no absolutely જે તમે આ કીધું ને I mean the whole idea of not being reactive આપણે એટલું બધું છોકરાઓને સમજાવીએ છીએ કે then what I realized કે એ લોકોને જે મારા ક્લાસમાં શું છે કે બધા હાઈ સ્કૂલ સિનિયર્સ છે they have such a stressful life and so we try to understand કે લોકોને સ્ટ્રેસ ક્યાંથી આવે છે and a lot of it is કે એ લોકો ઉપર કંઈ બી બીજા કોઈ કરતા હોય ને they don't want to react કેમ કે આપણે સમજાવીએ છીએ લોકો don't react. But then what fails to happen is they don't stand up for themselves. જ્યાં એ લોકો સાચા હોય ત્યાં પણ એ લોકો they are afraid to be assertive. And Jainism teaches us to be assertive also. And that is something that I think we need to stress for at least I find for the teenagers. કેમ કે પછી આગળ જઈને પણ એ લોકો કોઈ બી રિસ્પોન્સિબિલિટી કે રોલ આપે ને
it is a similar thing like in the school bullying
bullying પણ અલગ વાત છે no especially in this Me Too movement right
right
that's what I find that you have to do it in the right way in the right approach but don't be afraid to be assertive
right
આગળ જઈને પણ ઘણી વાર they are put in a position where they have to make very difficult decisions but how can they be assertive and sometimes if they feel
some people have a negative personalities and they kind of
this is part
okay
of,
so that's you have to be very careful is it a negative personalities or
no I think most of the kids at least જે પાઠશાળા આવતા હોય ને they are not the negative personality negative personality આવા વાળા બંધ થઈ જાય આવામાં see that's the problem we can't attract them back but those who are there they need to know how to be positively how Jainism positively reinforces the right behavior as well. Empowerment check again happen. We have to talk about how Jainism empowers them. That's one thing that we try to, and I'm hoping we'll touch on that also, right? That's a big part of it for them, especially girls.
Yeah,
I mean that's just the reality of things, right? Yeah. So that's
just want to make sure fundamentals got little clear.
Yeah.
And the next one is also important because it's how we have to view these fundamentals in a Pratmanuyog, Karnanuyog, જે બધી stories ને બધી જે છે ને because it's getting confusion and people are using from one aspect to another aspect. You know, trying to make it so. That's why after all this thoughtful process, I put this thing
this
together.
is very helpful. At some point, આપણે rituals ની વાત કરવાના છે.
બહુ later.
Okay, no problem.
પણ પહેલા મારે fundamentals તો કરવું જ પડે.
No, absolutely.
કારણ કે આ જો background ના હોય ને તો ritual ની વાત કરવાનો meaning જ નહીં.
No, that's perfectly fine. I understand.
All right, okay.
And like I said, it's helping me at least fill up some gaps. વચમાં થોડા gaps છે understanding માં હોય ને.
That is the point I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Okay. Rajesh Lili, you know. So hi, Jai Jinendra. So things are getting thick. I mean, all right. Bolo. Sukha.
You want to go to the bathroom?
No, I'm okay right now. Yeah, I'm okay.
So one query in my mind. Population is increasing. The humans are increasing, right? So we always say that good karmas make you the this thing. That means more and more people are getting good karmas and they are getting to human life.
See, what we are trying to conclude on the limited knowledge we have.
Yeah.
Okay, if we don't have when you look into the Jain geography and all these Adidvip concept, okay, and what are everything are there, we don't have a clear picture how, and we are taking a small segment. Yeah, and based on a small segment, we are making the conclusions. Okay. In reality, what difference does it make? In this universe, I'm the center point, right? And there's nobody else inside. Am I really reducing my kasai? Am I living less stressful life or not? Okay, that's what it really matters. Okay. You know what in my life what matters me.
It doesn't matter
whether this thing.
Where I am, that's all.
Right, where I stand. Am I living my life stress free? And if I'm living my life stress free, calm and quiet, and I'm not hurting anybody, I make it. Right.
કામના ફોર્મેટમાં એટલો બધા પ્રશ્ન મેં પાછળ લખ્યા છે મારા તમને પૂછવા માટે પ્રશ્ન હવે ઘણા બધા થઈ ગયા છે મેં લખી રાખ્યા તો હામાં બી ગુના આપણે ચિઠ્ઠી મોકલશું તમને
ના તો એ આપો તો સૌથી સારું લખીને ઓકે ટેક ઇટ અપ તોય વાંધો નથી નહીતર છે ને આઈ કેન આસ્ક રાજેશ he can computerize he can just type it up right
આવતીકાલે આપે કે આજે રાતના તમને આપી દઈએ
આવતીકાલને આપશો તોય બરાબર છે ઓકે બધા લગભગ એટલું થશે એક દોઢ વાગ્યા સુધી એટલે પછી બધા પ્રશ્નો થઈ છે 2-3 કલાક
આટલું જ્ઞાન છે તો મને એક ચિંતા છે કે આપણા સંસારમાં છે આપણે બધા હસબન્ડ છોકરાઓ મોટા છે મારા તો જે ભણ્યા છે કરણ છે એક એવી ટાઈપનું કોઈ પણ ફોર્મ્યુલા આપવી જોઈએ કે કંઈ બોલવું જોઈએ તમે બી કીધું કે મિથ્યાત્વ અને કષાય That's the bottom line of our Jain religion. How can we implement that most, ઘણા લોકો સ્વાધ્યાય કરે ને વિપાસના કરે ને આ કરે ને જૈનિઝમ કરે છતાં at the end of the day is nothing, it's zero, they're zero. And I'm not judgmental about it, but તમે તમારા day to day lifeમાં જ તમે you are not, charity begins at home, I believe. તમે તમારા day to day lifeમાં જ તમે જો એને implement ન કરી શકતા તો to me everything is zero.
The point is આપણે આપણા માટે જજમેન્ટ કરી શકીએ બીજાના માટે છે ને જજમેન્ટ કરવા જઈએ ને then it's
સંસારમાં સાથે છે છોકરાઓ સાથે છે મોટાઓ સાથે છે કાલે ઉઠીને જમાઈ થશે ને તે બહુ થશે ને
તમારે આરીસામાં તો જોવું જ પડે ને આ બધા શાસ્ત્રો ભણવાનું કે છે આ ભણવાનું કે આ ભણીને કામ શું છે if it doesn't bring the fundamental joy and peace in life.
That is the main objective is this. But the objective of those things is to bring that one.
Who can really open up our thinking. It's very important that this તમે ગયા પછી પણ આ ચીજ કન્ટિન્યુ થવી જોઈએ.
તો તમે લોકોએ કરવું પડે ને નહીં તમને કન્ટિન્યુ થવી જોઈએ એની વાત નથી ને આમાં શું છે નહીં મારો કહેવાનો મતલબ શું છે કે you have to take the responsibility to continue that. હવે તમે એમ કહો કે બીજા કરે okay then it is not going to happen. મારો problem એ જ હતો 1978 when I started finding somebody I could not find somebody and only Dr. Soneji at that time when Atmananji told me do it yourself, nobody is going to do it for you. તમે એમ કહો કે ભાઈ આ સેન્ટરે ચાલુ રાખવું જોઈએ આવું you have to be ready to do it. Okay, if you don't know ready to do it, who is going to do it? See, all these problems and all those situations, our tendency should not be others should do it, I should do it.
I agree. We are all should be responsible for, maybe we'll have to
Put
figure
the
out.
team together.
Put the team together.
No, distribute the work, okay?
વ્યાખ્યાનકારો આવે તો એક કર્મ 18 કર્મની ઉપર 15 દિવસ વ્યાખ્યાન આપશે.
જળદીપ ને જુદીપ ને whatever, has no meaning.
અર્થો શું છે? આટલું બધું તમે કહી રાખો છો, એનો અર્થો શું છે? અને એક જણે અહીંયા વ્યાખ્યાન કે બળદે એક રીંગણું ખાધું, એ રીંગણું ખાધું તો બળદ કેટલો કસાય કે એની પર 15 મિનિટ તો એનું વસ્તુ સમજાવી કે તમે 1.5 લાખ માણસોના બાળકોના વાળ ઊંડા એક કૂવામાં નાખ્યા હશે, એને ટન ભરીને આમ કર્યા હશે, એક એક વાળની જેટલું એને દુઃખ થશે. હવે આ હું માણસને કઈ પડી છે, પોતાના ટાઈમની કઈ પડી નથી ને બીજાના ટાઈમની કઈ પડી નથી.
હવે શું કરું?
This is where
what can I say? I don't care.
Maybe you are right. We will take do a study club,
Yeah?
something, study club. જે ડે ટુ ડે તમારી જિંદગીમાં જ તમે નથી ઇમ્પ્લિમેન્ટ કરો, તમે બહાર જઈને હજાર ચીજ કરો છો, દેરાસરમાં જઈને જૈનિઝમ શીખવાડો, જૈનિઝમ વિપાસના કરવા જાઓ ને આ કરવા જાઓ, તો ઇટ્સ જસ્ટ બેસિક્સ આર ઝીરો. યોર બેસિક્સ આર બેસિકલી કે ને બીએમઆર રેટ ઇઝ લો. ડોક્ટર છો, બીએમઆર રેટ ઇઝ લો, બેસિક में राड़ा, बेसिक में राड़ा. હું જીવન સંસારમાં જ વાત કરું છું.
આવું જ બધું ભેગું કરે છે. અહીંયા આપણા બધાને ઇન્વાઇટ કરે.
એનું મૂળ કારણ શું છે? મૂળ કારણ શું છે? આપણે પોતે જ અજ્ઞાન છીએ.
ચાય પાણી લાગે દે.
નહીં, મને નથી. I understand that, but I know, I got the water. No, બરાબર.
આપણે અજ્ઞાન છીએ એ વાત સાચી છે અને તમારી એકદમ આજે તમે અમોળની વાત કરી, આજે હું વાત કરું, જૈન લોકોએ પૈસા ક્યાંથી ઢેર કર્યા છેલ્લા 50 વર્ષમાં? ચોરી કરીને કઈ કર્યું જ નથી. ચોરી કર્યા છે એના ઉપર આવડત તો છે.
Chalo, we are starting now.
We can start now. Excuse me, please have a seat. We are starting now.
Yeah. Okay. This topic is 1 minute. Can everybody hear it? Yeah? Okay. Now this topic, what I'm starting now, it is it's also very important, but not many people have heard about this. Okay. The first one, many people have heard bits and pieces of lot of things, and something got clear it up. But this topic, what you are seeing now, okay, 4 Anuyogas. How many of you really heard about Anuyogas? Prathmanuyog, Charananuyog, Kalanuyog, and Dravyanuyog. Okay? 4 Anuyogas things. How many of you really heard, and how many of you have not heard about these things? Not heard. Oh, okay. And now I'm going to give you a little background of that, because why this is important, and you will understand that if you don't have a clear understanding of these things, you will be confused while reading the literature, Jain literature. The Jain literatures, when you read about it, you got to read based on which Anuyoga you are talking about. So let me give you a few minutes overview of 4 Anuyogas. All our Jain sutras, okay, all our Jain sutras are grouped into 4 Anuyogas. One is called number 1 Anuyoga is the Prathmanuyog. Prathmanuyog consists of stories. Okay. Just to let me go through this one from Prathmanuyog point of view. Lord Mahavir's preaching of Jainism directly to the common people, in common people's language. After his nirvana, his preaching is compiled into Jain philosophy, ethics, conduct, spirituality, and can you see it? Okay. Okay. I'm just going to give you this little history background. While Mahavir was alive, nobody compiled anything. Okay? When the Tirthakar is present, who's going to compile his preachings? Okay? It's after he's gone, things happen. Alright? It's same thing with the Buddha. When Buddha was alive, nobody has done. When he's gone, now, okay, they are compiling the preachings and everything. These preachings are compiled into Anga Agams. Okay, now I'm giving you a little bit literature history here, and then we'll go into the topic. Anga Agams is like the main text that is compiled by Gandhar. Okay, that's the definition. First of all, I'm going to give you from definition point of view. And there are 11 or 12 books. Means there were 12 books. 12th of them did not survive. 11th are survived according to one sect. I'm not going to go into detail, but right now for practical purpose, just 11 Angis survived. These are the compiled by Gandhar, immediate disciples of Lord Mahavira. And since they have heard directly from Mahavira, okay, and when they compile it, so we believe in belief point of view, we believe is that, okay, this is all Jain principles literature. These Agam Sutra reflect the culture, morality, knowledge base that existed among the common people of that time. Because when you write, you don't write only principles, okay? You have the principles, but in writing, you will find the culture of the mob. Because to explain the principles, you have to use all these things. You cannot, explain this one. So, all these things, culture, morality, knowledge base that existed among the common people at that time, also it reflects in the, they are not the principles, but these are the cultural aspect, social aspect, everything is also in that sutra. These religion sutras can be grouped into the 4 classes known as Anuyogas. Okay? And which are the 4 classes we'll talk. The knowledge for the knowledge, purpose, and the limitation of each Anuyoga is most important and essential for a clear understanding of Jain literature and its principles. Otherwise, many meaningless misgivings will crop up in your mind about the principles of Jain religion. Okay? So, that's the 4 Anuyogas. Now, what are these 4 Anuyogas? One is called the Prathmanu Yoga. Prathmanu Yoga, there is another name is Kathanu Yoga. Okay? That means the literature relating to the stories, information, fables, art, history, sculptures, everything is what's happening now. Okay. Everything, mythology, everything is in Prathmanu Yoga. Alright, and now we will go into the limitations. So when you read the sutra, you have to use your judgment. Is it a Prathmanu Yoga sutra or it is another Anuyoga sutra? Okay? Kananu Yoga or Ganitanu Yoga. Karan or Ganit, mathematics. Okay? Literature relating to mathematics, structures and function of the universe, Jain geography, rivers, mountains, karma classifications and gunsthanak. All this literature is a part of the Karnanu Yoga. Karan is the mathematics. Now what is the mathematics function? 1 + 1 = 2. No question is asked. That's the way it is. Okay, we decided 1 plus 1 is 2. That's mathematics, right? Why 2, not 3? Why not 4? Well, this is the way we decided, and that's the end of it. Okay, so there is no logic, there is no questioning on that one. Okay, why there are only 14 stages of spiritual development? Why 14 gunstana? Not 15 or 13 or anything. It's where. That's how we grouped it. Why only 7th hell? Not more than that. So all that question. No, these are all a part of the Karna Yoga. Okay. Now, the third one is called Charnanu Yoga or Charan Karnanu Yoga. Literature regarding conduct, achar. Anything that pertaining to the achar, principles of conduct, observances, method of living, and the way of life in the world. Now, achar has 2 groups, subgroups. Conduct, what is your external conduct, which relates to all our external activities, or external penance, whatever, everything that is related to external situations. And internal conduct means relate to my soul. Your conduct has 2 aspects, external things and internal one. Now, external conduct is called Karnanu Yoga, but same conduct when it relates to internal one, it is called Dravyanu Yoga, which is the 4th one. Okay, I'm just now going to come to that one. And the number 4th is, the 4th Anuyoga is called Dravyanu Yoga, which means substance or extent. My soul is Dravya. Anything that relates to Dravyanu Yoga, that's where the real religion is. Okay? All other 3 Anuyogas, they should help to understand the 4th one. Okay? All your achar is Dravyanu Yoga, internal one. External one is the Karnanu Yoga. Okay? Those are needed ultimately to improve my spirituality. Okay? So, these are the topics in the Dravyanu Yoga. The knowledge is the most essential for clear understanding of Jain religion and its principle. The specific attention is given to soul and its impurities, and the relationship of impure soul with karma and determination. What is the impure soul? What is the free will or purusharth and the karma? So all that, those sutras belongs to this group. Now what are the limitations? We are going to talk all these 4 Anuyogas. Prathama Yoga. It contains biographies of Tirthankar, all Tirthankar life story. Okay. Other well-known personalities like Salaka Purush. If you heard about 63 Salaka Purush, 12 Chakravartis, 9 Vasudevs, Baldev, Pratiti Vasudevs. Okay. Moral stories which are developed to explain certain Jain principles. This is very key. All the stories are there, okay, ultimately to explain certain Jain principles. So principle has to be there first, and there is a story behind it to explain the story. The stories are not there to find the principles out of it. Okay, people have a tendency to create a principle from the story. That is not the purpose of the story. Purpose of the story is to explain the principles. Okay, so principle has to be there in the sutra, and then the stories explains that one. Like I do it here all the time. I give it the stories and explaining you. Okay. Through stories, Jain literature forms the basis of the religious teaching to the lay people. It's easy. Through stories, you can teach a lot more things, like you read Kalpa Sutras during Paryushan times or Das Lakshanam, and you will find many, many stories, because it is easy to explain the principle. But first you explain the principles and then you put the stories behind it. All right? Stories are not historical. Okay? It could be, the characters could be historical. But if you think every word of the stories are history, that is not the purpose of the history of stories. Okay? So you don't prove something because it is in the story. If there is a written properly on the history, that's one thing. If the history literatures or Jain literature history with all the proofs indicating that's why they believe it, that's one thing. But because somebody gives the stories and you derive the history out of it, that is not the purpose. That's always a wrong conclusion. I'll just keep that thing in mind. I'll give you a few examples. Like in our Hindu society, because we are a small Jain community, we just kind of have part of the Hindu society is one. And I'm very active there when I not now, but I used to be very, very active. We have the debates and everything. And once we had like debate on Ramayana, right? How many different types of the Ramayana exist across that one? Because we got all kinds of the people from southern, northern, all over the things. Like, we found like one Ramayana where Sita is a wife of Lakshman. All right. We said, oh, but here is a book, even though it is not like from the southern, Ramayana comes into it. Because we are kind of, what happens is, Tulsi Ramayana is become very popular in Gujarat and Rajasthan, and we are kind of bringing into that aspect of it, and that's it. And then we don't even consider it anything else. All right? Like when you look at Jain Ramayana, Lakshman is the one who is killing Ravan, not the Ram. Okay? The only problem comes, not many people read Jain Ramayana. So that's why it doesn't come out of it. We are always right that Ram is the one who is killing the Ravan. When you read the Jain Ramayana, how many of you have read Jain Ramayana? Okay, only one person, in a sense. All right. So what I'm trying to bring out, that these are the stories. These are the mythologies. Okay. They develop these things based on certain principles explaining that. Okay. Why in Jain Ramayana Lakshman is killing the Ravan and not the Ram? Okay. Because Lakshman is the Vasudev, Ram is the Baladev, and Ravan is Prativasudev, and the principle is only Vasudev kills the Prativasudevs. That's the kill. Okay, the whole story is developed that way. But that's not the, what I'm trying to say, is you got to look at the stories in its own context, but don't try to derive some principles out of it. That is the key point I'm saying. It uses historical and imaginary characters in the stories, but the entire story is not historical. It consists of mainly mythology, some history, because the primary purpose of the story is to convey the message of moral living, not to preserve the history. Eastern religions never preserve the history. You got to keep in mind. Eastern religion is not a history preserving method. Okay, what they do, they preserve the spirituality. Okay, spiritual things are universal truth. Anything else, okay, it subject to question from that point of view. I'll give you a few other examples, like from 1 minute, okay. I'll give you the example, right? We are all familiar with Chandanwala story, right? Bhagwan Mahavir comes there. He says, no, his Avigra is going to be completed, but then you notice it. She wasn't crying. There are no things. Bhagwan Mahavir returns it, and suddenly Chandanwala cries, right? And he comes back and accepts the gochari. All right? That story cannot happen that way. Do you know why? Oh my God. You know what? No, you don't know. Come on, you attended it, right? I know you attended it last time. That's why I'm trying to say it, okay? The reason it cannot happen, because once Jain monk leaves the home, okay, cannot come back. Do you know, it's not a sadhu's acha. I'm waiting for my vinegar to get it completed, no, when he waits it. But in story, yes, it could happen. Because story purpose is not a bigger thing, right? No, purpose is not like no coming back or anything. Because if the monk turns back, for that day he will not come to that place. Now here is now the history comes, okay? I knew I was going to find somebody. The only way you can do, I understand that. When she saw Mahavira Swami, she started crying. So it was a big was complete right from the beginning. Okay? But when Santilal saw compiling the stavans, all right, it makes it very exciting. That one. These are all the people modifying, based on this. So it's a mythology. See, you got to keep that thing in the mind. That is mythology. it never happened that way.
Still saying that he accepted, Lord Mahavira accepted from the
Yeah, what I'm trying to say, but it is still story. Now, where that really happened and Mahavira did, we don't have any historical proof. Okay, historical proof I'm talking about. Okay, that because it is in the story does not make it history. Okay, no historians will accept the story as a historical proof. All right, go ahead.
I just had a funny quote that illustrates the principle that you're talking about. And it talks about a Jewish attitude to Scripture, and it's talking about, okay, in the Bible, everything is 100% true, and some of it actually happened.
Thank you. That's a good one. You want to? Everybody got it? Everything in the Bible is 100% true, and some of the things actually happened. What happened to all 100% truth? That's a good one. I admit it that way. All right, but keep that thing in mind. Story is story. Don't derive any principles out of it. There's another story. If you really look into it, that Bhagavan Mahavir's a nail in the ears. Okay, and we know the story that saying that in the Vasudev's life, he puts that liquid lead in that caretaker's ear. All right, and the guy comes in Mahavir's life and puts the nail in the ear. That cannot happen from Jain principles point of view, even from karma philosophy point of view. That cannot happen. You know why? What I'm trying to say, keep that thing in the mind. When I acquire the karma, my karma has no component that attaches to others. Your karma is your karma. There is no karma that attaches to anybody else. Do you believe that or not? No, if it is attached to somebody, then nobody can attain liberation. You follow what I'm saying? Because my karma attached to somebody else, somebody's karma attached to that one. I cannot attain liberation. The other, nobody else can get liberation. Right? The whole karma theory you have to keep in mind. Whatever karma you expire, you are the only one going to get the result. There is no karma. I am going to be in your life. There is no such karma exists in Jain philosophy. Okay? You keep that thing in mind, all right? 1 minute, just 1 minute. Let me finish this one if it is a related question. But the karma philosophy says, I am myself. Otherwise, if I have any component attached to anybody else, like my wife, I'm just going, no, it's only for this life. That's it, that's the end of it. There is nothing beyond that. It's not janam janam na sati. That's not the, it's in story. Okay, it does not come into, it doesn't come into in any other picture's point of view. All right? Because she doesn't have any karma which attached to my soul, and I don't have any karma that attached to her soul. Okay? So that's a Jain philosophy. I'm not talking other religion philosophy at this time. All right? Otherwise, nobody can attain liberation. Because if it is connected, and it has to be resolved before you can before you can attain the liberation. So we all believe. Now, this guy in the 12th life of Vasudev's, if karma attached to him, Mahavira, then wherever Mahavira is born, he has to be born at that place. Right? That's a violation of the Jain karma philosophy. I'm not saying Mahavira did not get the nail in a year, but not by the same person. It can only happen in story. The nimit could be anything. When the karma, are ready to produce the result, whatever the nimit there, that's the nimit. Okay? Not that person is the nimit. But in story, to explain the principle, okay, I did bad things to you, you will do bad things to me. People will understand it easily. But when you come, that's a Prathmana Yoga. I did bad things to one person, A hurt B, B will hurt A. That's a Prathmana Yoga. When you come to Karnana Yoga, I hurt A person, I will be hurt by anybody, not by A. Okay? You follow what I'm saying? I will be hurt, but not the same person. The nimit will be, nimit could be anything then. All right? So, but then when you come to Dravyan Yoga, it will be the whole thing different. What I'm trying to explain you, in Prathmana Yoga, this is the style. A hurt B, B will hurt A. That's the style. When it comes to Karnana Yoga, now A hurt B or anybody, but because he has hurt somebody, somebody will hurt him. Okay? That's one minute. Okay, I'll come to you. And because I want to just explain, and once in explanation you might find some answers. Okay, that's the reason I'm saying. But when you go to Dravyan Yoga, the whole story is different, and I'll come to it. So what is true in Prathmana Yoga is not true in Karnana Yoga. Okay? And what is true in Karnana Yoga, when you come to Dravyan Yoga, is not true also. All right? So that's the kind of the sequencing, and ultimate last sequence is the Charana. Now let's go here. Next one is this is the two important story I put it. This is the story from Jain Agam literature. I'm not talking about anything else. Okay? Read the story. A person took a vow not to eat or drink at night. Okay, that is the vow he took it. However, under certain circumstances, he could not keep the vow and drank a glass of water at night. After his death, he went to hell because he broke the vow. This is the real story right from Agam literature. I'm not very short form. I'm just trying to give. Because, give the explanation. If you take a vow, you did not follow, I mean, that's only the water, only once, for whatever physical condition he had. He must be very thirsty or dying, and he just took a glass of water. All right? Now, second story. In another story, a non-vegetarian person took a vow not to eat meat of a bird. Okay? He continued to eat all other types of meat daily and never broke the vow. That because he loved the bird meat and he took the vow not to eat a bird meat. See what the story says? After his death, he went to heaven because he did not break his vow of not eating a bird's meat. In story, yes, everything is fine because the emphasis is taking the vow to break or not to break. Right? In reality, this thing cannot happen. We all know that one, right? In reality, somebody is not eating at night all the time and only once just taking a glass of water and we put him into the hell. Okay? Only in story you put him into hell. Okay? Not any other way. To give the importance of the vows. Okay? To give the importance of the vow. But then the people says, oh, if you didn't take the vow, if you break it, you're going to go to hell. Look at the story. Okay? They are kind of using it that way. So you have to use your own wisdom. Why and how, in what situations you are bringing. But people have a tendency to take it in an absolute sense. Okay? And then look at the second story. He's been eating meat all his life. And since he did not eat a bird's meat, so he's already enjoying the heaven. All right? So that's the things you have to keep in mind. Okay? In Jain literature, so whenever you read story, it's a very narrow boundary condition. You have to view it, but don't think it is a historical. Don't think in the term of, oh, that's what it is. So I'm going to take the vow of anything like this, and oh, I already secured my heaven. Okay, all right. Okay. Now, what is the question?
I could be confused about this, but I'm not sure. But I recall hearing that one of the reasons why Jain monks were so revered was because that they would take on some of the negative karma of the communities they went to. I believe
Could you repeat? What is the?
I believe in one of the books on Jainism that I read, that it said that one of the reasons Jain monks were so revered is that because when they would be in a community of Jains, they would take on some of the negative karma that existed in the community. But you were saying that karma can only be attached to yourself. And this was referring to say that there was like communal karma. And so
what I'm saying is your karma attached to you. Only in stories, they try to explain certain principles, they write stories like that. Okay, those stories are not historical. The things don't happen that way. That is my point. Okay? All right. Okay, next one. This is the literature of Anuyogas. You can just go through the things on that one. Now, Anuyogas, the mathematics, geography, astronomy, astrology, the nature of the universe and its dimensions, location of hell, heaven, moksha, Mount Meru, everything, any sutras related to that is called Anuyogas. Okay? Living places, lifespan of heavenly gods, humans, animals, concept of time cycle, classification of karma, explanation of gunsthanak. Everything is the Anuyogas. Okay? These things, message from the Anuyogas. Now, this is the message. I just give you certain examples and everything. Jain literature indicates that human personality is such that it possesses limitless desire. His attitude in the life is such that He wants to possess and rule everything and everyone. He is a very ego-centered person. He has a very ego-centered personality. To help to overcome such personality, Jain literature used the knowledge base of the universe existed among common people at that time. Okay, what the knowledge base of the universe existed 2500 years ago. Okay, we will go through the complete things on Jain geography and Jain universe presentation. Okay, but what I'm saying here, the knowledge base that existed at that time, Jain literature used that knowledge base to explain certain principles, not to preserve the history, not to give you the reality. Okay, and what they said, in this vast universe functions according to its own rule. However, in such a vast universe, our existence is like a drop of a water in an ocean. The time of our lifespan is just like a fraction of a second. Or when we think, even though we live 100 years, I'm talking, it is compared to this time cycle. Okay, it's not even a fraction of a second. Compared to the infinite time cycle of our existence of universe. So limit your desire and remove your ego. Because what are you trying? Oh, I'm such a big person. I'm doing this. I possess so many things. Okay, it is not Jain literature explaining you the structure and function of the universe. That is not Mahavira's job. Not a job. Job is not the right word, but that is not his function and desire. His desire and function basically to make a spiritual person. Okay, Mahavira was a spiritual teacher, not a geography teacher. Okay, he used the geography and other things, all right, all other Karnan Yoga, ultimately to teach you the spirituality, because he is a Tirthankar, he is a spiritual teacher. Okay, he wants to show you how you can reduce your kashai, your ego-centered personality. And he used the existing knowledge base of that time, can look at it in such a vast universe. Okay, your existence is not like a drop in an ocean. Okay, and your possession compared to this vast universe is also like a dot in the map. And then you are really making it, see how great I am. Okay, that is no wrong. Got rid of that kind of the ego-centered personality. Okay, that is the purpose. This is the message from the Karnan Yoga. That's what you receive. Tendency what we have is like other things, Chandan Bala stories or these nail in the ears stories like I just told you. It is similar things. We try to make it, oh, this is the real thing because Kevli's Vani. Kevli Vani is only the spiritual Vani. That is a Kevli Vani. Anything what Bhagavan Mahavira said about soul and its quality, that's a universal truth. Okay. Any other things other than that, that was a knowledge base existed at that time. If you really know it, give you story. How many heard about the Galileo story? Okay, everybody, right? What happened? In the year 1400 or something like that, Pope prosecuted him, right? He said, what he said, earth is round and moving around the sun. That's against the Bible. Like he said, everything in the Bible is 100% true. Right? Right? That's the Bible. And he makes the statement which is against the Bible. So Galileo will putting into jail. All right? Now if you Google it, you will find another interesting story on Galileo. 80 years ago, just 80 years ago, okay, the Pope declared him innocent. And say, the guy was dead 400 years ago. All right? And why do you go to Google? Like, Google is a great vehicle, right? The Pope declares Galileo was innocent. And somebody asked the Pope, what is the matter now? The guy is dead 300 years ago. Okay? And he said, well, we wanted to keep our record straight. We wrongly prosecuted the person. Okay? We should not have prosecuted the person. We wrongly prosecuted the person. And that's why we passed the resolution right in the Pope books and make it happen. Similar thing happened about 6 years ago when Dalai Lama was at Emory University. Okay? Dalai Lama had a meeting on Emory University with all religion, theological groups and people. And whatever geography we have it, 95% plus Buddhism have the same geography. There is no iota difference. Okay? If you, I'll go through geography, but this may be just preempting, but at least we should know what geography we have it in the scripture. All right? And then we'll go through it properly. And it has this, just one minute. It has the similar things, like they take the Buddha to Mount Meru, do all the abhisheks and all their rituals and mythology. Buddhist mythology, it is similar to what the Jain mythology is in all the rituals and all our Snatra Puja, whatever you name it, everything is based on that one. This professor asked the Dalai Lama, because that was possible only when earth is flat. If you accept earth is round, means like a ball, not round like a disc, okay? Then Mount Meru cannot exist even. Okay? And when Mount Meru cannot exist, what happened to all this mythology we have developed around this story? Okay? So this professor is asking the Dalai Lama. Now again, in the academic field, there is a certain unwritten rules. Whatever religion you practice, you cannot teach. Because you cannot be unbiased. Because that's the religion you are practicing. You are always biased to that religion. That's unwritten rule in any. The professor who asked the question, I copied the entire things from his blogs, all the conversation, and it is in the e-library. Okay, put all the details and everything on that one. And he asked this question, Dalai Lama, what about Mount Meru? And Dalai Lama answered beautifully. He said, there is no such thing as Mount Meru. Now, keep in mind, it is the same geography what we have it, okay, with everything same. It is a Buddha's word, there is a Mount Meru, okay, because that's the scripture, in the scripture. So Professor asked, sir, do you know what you have done? And you at that level, you are saying it, there is no Mount Meru. What happens to all this mythology and all the rituals that has been circling around that? And Dalai Lama answered beautiful. I could never imagine the answer at that level, he said. He said to the professor, okay, if I had to choose between the truth and Buddha's word, I will choose truth. And then he made another statement right after that. That's what Buddha told me to do. Okay, do you see that? It says, if I have to choose between the truth and Buddha's word, which is Agam, for us, or which is scripture. If I have to choose between the two, I will choose the truth, and that's what Buddha told me to do. So you read the articles, or I can send you, or I can give you that articles in his blog. What Dalai Lama really explained, that anything spiritual matter in the religion is universal truth. All rest of the things were the knowledge base that existed at that time. At that time, the Bible said earth is flat. Buddhism said earth is flat. All religions said earth is flat. Everybody have accepted it. Okay, the reality, this is what the real reality is, except Jainism. Okay? Not a single Acharya has made any statement so far. Okay? That's the... I asked that one, how many really believe earth is flat today? Right? That's because we are sticking to Mahavira was Kevali. All right? He has said that one, so it cannot be wrong. And all that things comes. And when you teach the geography to our children, you know what will get it, okay? You have no knowledge about anything and you are teaching us. That's what the children will do, basically. And we have to be very careful. I come across several incidences like this. And it's amazing how we think versus how their minds think. And we are preparing ourselves to teach them to carry on this tradition. All right? Let's go. Let me get going. So you have to keep in mind. Oh, anybody had a question? Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Just asking one single question. You said Buddhism and Jainism have a 95% geography-wise.
Yeah.
So just comparing how Hindu-wise, like the numbers are.
No, Hindu geography. See, the thing is, Hindu is a conglomeration of many things. Okay? Hinduism at that time the earth was flat, but they are not really publicizing those kind of the things at that time. All right, I tried to figure it out. I still haven't found any kind of a conflicting, because if the things are not popular, not publicized it, and not built into the rituals, Jains have all the rituals. If you look at it, Mahavira Kshetras, the Ashtapat Parvats, and all other things is just day and night in Pratikamban, Samayik, Chaitanya Sutras, everywhere else you find that flavor already into it. That is not done by Hinduism that way. Okay? The only thing you find that Krishna is holding the Govardhan Parvat or touching the fingers. All right. So these are the things. Okay, fine. Let's get going.
I can say loud.
Oh, sure.
So all these yugs are existing simultaneously, right?
Huh?
All these yugs are existing simultaneously. All these 4 yugs you said. It means they are all simultaneously happening. Simultaneously.
I'll come to that. After fourth, I complete fourth one, and then I will give you the overall.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Right, he explained, by doing so only you will become miserable by your own actions. So one should not try to limit one's desire, and one should try to limit one's desire and get rid of one's own ego. Kartapa. The whole concept of Karnanuyog, get rid of your karta bhav. I am the one who is a doer. Okay? Just the whole Karnanuyog concept comes into it. The main message of the Karnanuyog, okay, you are not the doer. Okay? Whichever one is not pointed to who is the karta bhav, but you are not the doer. Okay? Get rid of that karta bhav, get rid of your ego, because it's such a vast universe. Your existence and your ability to do is not even drop in the ocean. Okay, now let's go. The literature of the Surya Pragnapti, Chandra Pragnapti, Jambuti, whatever it is, all the literature, that's where karma theory comes into it. Now that's where all the Gunsthana comes into it, Jain literature, everything is the Karnanuyog. Okay? Now, Charan Karnanuyog means ethical stories, observances, These are all achar really comes. And in the achar things, rules of conduct defined by ascetics and the lay people, heavily oriented towards austerities, ritualized confession with samaik and pratikama. These are the ritualized confessions. Taps, temple and sthanak rituals, no, tirthankar stuti, puja, pujan, guru bhakti, whatever no, you use. These are all part of charan karna yoga. Okay? Charan means the leg. So it's like achar, from conduct point of view. These are everything heavily oriented towards this one. So any sutras pertaining to this, they belongs to this group. These are the literature. All right, now I'm going to Dravyanuyog. Now what is Dravyanuyog? Soul and material atoms, principle of motion, all these things, those 6 substances. Now Tattva, okay, it includes the essential aspects of Jain philosophy, epistemology, and psychology. The specific attention is given to soul. For us, the religion is only 2 things, in a one sense, pure soul and impure soul. We are impure at present time. How can we become pure? At the end, I'm giving you the conclusion on all these 4 in you. What is the conclusion? I have a mithyatva, I have kashaya. Whether earth is flat or round, whether Mount Meru is there or not, it's not going to make any difference to me. Okay? As long as I have an impure soul, means I have a kashaya and mithyatva, my job is how can I remove this mithyatva and the kashaya. Okay? All other knowledge base, if it helps to remove this kashaya base, then it's a good knowledge. If that knowledge base does not help remove mithyatva and kashaya, then that knowledge is useless to me. You see what I'm trying to bring it out? Because it's not like, I'm not saying knowledge is useless or not. Whether it's useless to you or not, that's what it matters. And the matter is, if that knowledge while you're studying, you realize and you are improving yourself, then it is very useful to you. Otherwise, it's not useful to you. And that's the one matters. Okay. All right, so the summary, most of the stories are mythology, not historical. Some stories historical character mixed with mythology, and hence one should not use any story to derive any Jain principles. Now, do you know how many of you heard about Shani? No, not Shani. Just a minute. Gosh. I'm talking about Sripal Raja's Ras, okay, during the Holi, right? Do you know the history of that one? Sripal and Maina Sundari and the whole 9 yards, do you know it's just a novel? There is no character exist, Sripal and Maina Sundari, in the history even. How many of you really knew? It is a novel written by Vinay Vijayji and completed by Yasho Vijayji. All right, because the monk passed away. Half is done and he completed. It's just a novel even. It is not even historical characters. Whether Sripal or Maina Sundari, and that has been happening. All right? And we are, go ahead. Why it is given importance? Because if one popular acharya decide I want to give more importance to Holi, Ambil Holi, and the reason they have done it, and that's a good reason, so don't misunderstand it. I'm not, but you should know why it is given. So that's why don't get carried away with the story. That's my point to you. It is the things is, with that story, more people will do this tapascharya. That is the intent. Okay? But when you try to read the stories and you get into it, everything is there. You know the sutras come. Okay. If you do this only, you will get this much. No, bharyati labate bharya, jane stri na hoye stri marse, putradi labade putra, it's not a Jain even. Okay, if you really look, jane putra na tata hoye ta oli karse, so that becomes he will have the son, alright? Now all these things, if you really look into it, it's just kind of an initial stage when a child is sick and mother wants to put the medicine, and then you give a chocolate and take the medicine point of view. It is that kind of the things are there. And we being not knowledgeable, all these things, we just get carried away from one to another one to another one. And if we have been done so long, now if somebody tells you otherwise, you shake up. It is wrong. No, you cannot do this one. All right. We have been doing these things for so long. Now everything like that. All right. So
Maynard got made to that time with court. So that was true.
Say it again.
Maynard Sudri got made to that time when the court, like literacy or something like that.
No, there's not true story. It's a novel. It's a novel I'm talking about. Even not nothing like even any historical characters and the things become a history. You know the difference between novel or anything else, right? So,
Well, again, the idea was to illustrate certain points. Right? The idea was to illustrate certain points and then encourage people to follow.
and you see, once you glorify the things with this kind of the examples and stories, people start believing into it, one after another things. All right? I'm not, so don't misunderstanding from certain point of view. What I'm trying to do, basically, is all these things, because we don't have a good background, a good knowledge, and mechanically we are doing it and we believe into it. If you know it and now you do it, that is great. Okay, because now you're doing it with the full knowledge. But without the knowledge, when you do it, then it's not. It's not proper. You have done everything in mithyatva. That's the definition of mithyatva.
Is Rama and Mahabharata is historical or is it story?
Characters, you got to keep in mind, characters are historical in some sense, okay? But it's Ram Lila type things. When I used child, there is a Ram Lila we're playing in one street to another street to another street, and sorry. Oh, okay. That's what it is. It was like played by that way, and something really grew out of it. Okay. So same thing like I just told. Is what is in the original sutra what you find versus really happened. There's no record exists anywhere. Okay, you got some incidences somewhere. Okay, you thought, okay, here is this one, and we kind of elaborate the things, and all different people will elaborate different way, and you got so many variations exist.
Serious comment here. Acharya Yashovijayaji and Maha Acharyas have spent a lot of time on these, like Mayana Triparaja. So are we serving a good purpose by speaking against it, that it is not all true? And so
no, 1 minute.
But you have to be very careful.
No,
about
1
this.
minute. Please, one at a time.
You have to be very careful about this. In that Acharya Yashovaji did not spend so much time on it. And then to contradict that maybe that's not all true, so you have to be careful. What are we achieving with that kind of line of talk?
So 1 minute. So let me answer you, Pradeep bhai. 1 minute. Let me what I am answering you this way. No, 1 minute. Keep in mind. It started by Vinay Vijayji. All right. No, no, 1 minute. First of all, Acharya, they have written a lot of things, great Acharyas. I'm not disputing that. That purpose is, they did it for 16th century or 17th century, something like that, okay? When did the Vinay Vijayji and Yasho Vijayji occur? 16th century, 17th century, somewhere around that time period. Look at the mindset and the population of the people, what are the knowledge base they had, and to them, to make it more religious oriented, they created these stories. They have done the purpose, they served the purpose at that time. To continue that purpose in our time, where our children are more smarter than we are. In the old time, that never happened. In the old time, the experience, the thick society never changed everything, okay? Today, if we use those stories, it's not going to work to our children, okay? Because we are saying this is the way, which is a violation of the Jain principles. Or તમે ઓળી કરો છો, તમારો કુળ જતો રહેશે, તમારું આ થશે, તમને પુત્ર મળશે, તમને આ મળશે. Whatever the things are explained in that one, does it a Jain principles? They are explaining. Because it is written by Mahan Acharyas, that does not make it. It is good and valid at that time. Okay, I'm not disputing that at all. It did the serve. Otherwise, we would not have been born here as a Jain. Because they kept it, that one. But today, without using our own wisdom, try to accept everything literally and continue that tradition, we will not able to continue this tradition. Next one. I'll tell you just one story. When I compiled the story book on Jain Education Committee, right? The Jain story book, okay? I have my younger daughter said, Dad, your English is so bad, okay? Please let me edit before you publish anything. So I sent the story book to her, all the stories to her. She was at that time in Germany for 1 year assignment, working for Motorola. So after I sent the stories, she calls me. Dad, is this book for you or for us? I said, we have. This is the first question that she asked me. I said, well, we have a lot of stories. We got a lot of things. We did it for you. He says, this Danna Salibhadra story you put. Salibhadra is a hypocrite, in a sense, okay? I says, what? What are you saying? Okay. He said, look at what you have done in the story, that he had 32 wives, and every day, he is giving up one wife. All right? If Salibhadra thinks his wife is his property, do you really think he's a Jain even? Even that is no. So that made my eyes open. I said, I'm doing it for them. I'm doing it with that culture. And now here these people are telling me, that when a person treats his wife as a property, and he's taking Diksha after 32 days. Do you really think he's even Jain even? Oh, you consider it that way. Now what would I answer? If I ask you that question, what would you answer?
At that time, that era.
Huh?
At that time, that era, that was the culture.
That's when I answered that way, okay? Dad, we know that Henry VIII had 8 queens. We know that culture time people had more minds. But you are glorifying them today in your story that he is doing great things by giving up one wife at a time. You don't need to do. It's a story. Okay, so what should I do? Either you remove the story or you modify the story. Now, when I modify the story, you know what happens. The hell breaks loose, right, from all the people. Oh, you cannot modify the story. Okay? Now, here's a great story. I modified the story, okay? But I did not announce it, so nobody knows, because nobody reads my books. What I did, no, really, I tell you, what I did is, I modified the story such a way that I did not even use the word. Over the 1 month period, Salibhadra get rid of all his assets and renounce the world. That's it. And I never glorify anything, one wife at a time, doing these things, all right? Because if you don't modify, then nobody's going to read your story. All right? And that's how. See, the intent was, he decided, over a 1 month period, I'm going to get rid of all my asset. That is important. Okay, why do I have to say every day he was giving up one wife at a time, and look at it, no, how great that guy is, all right? So what I'm trying to tell you, that whenever you do something, if you don't made it to fit to the current environment, nobody's going to listen to you. And particularly these generations. Particularly these generations, there is no one can do it. And if we believe everything is unchangeable, then we have no knowledge of these things. All right? So, do you see what I'm trying to say? So there are so many things we have changed. And they changed because all our editors are the youth. They are very critical. They are very critics. All right, whatever things we go, okay, ask China. All right, see what you're talking, your own daughter. They can go along together when you're talking about your own daughter. Right? Now, see, the point is, this generation, our generation, and these kids, they are much more knowledgeable. It's unbelievable. And to prepare the material for them and making them accepted, it's a job. I mean, if you don't do it, no scholars from India, and I know almost every one of them, believe me or not, I have a good knowledge about every one of them. They can just repeat, come over here, same things, you guys, and everybody, is just continuously. I don't know how much good these things happens, because our intention should be how we can learn ourselves and then pass on to the children. Okay, any question here up to this point? No? Okay, yes, yeah, in 1 minute. So Dravya Yoga literature, that's like, so these are all these things I explained. I'm just sorry. In the summary we explained, all right? Pratibha Yoga, Charnana Yoga, you know it. The Charnana Yoga, the reward and punishment described in Charnana Yoga are to motivate us to live a life of a limited need and desire. What is the message for Charnana Yoga? The external things, okay? In reality, any religion practice done in order to gain something with greed or avoid suffering with fear is wrong. You got to use your own wisdom there. Are we doing it to gain something, or are we have fear to avoid something? If that is the case, then it's not a religion. So you do the same thing, but make sure you don't do it for greed or for fear. I'm not saying don't do that one. See, keep that thing in mind. Religion is a religion of reflection. Your reflection should be, I'm doing right things. Whether I gain or not, it doesn't matter. It is the right things, that's why I'm doing it. Otherwise not. Yeah, 1 minute. I know. Just, okay, let me come to the one point. Okay. So the Dravyanu means substance or the external. In sutras consist of real Jain philosophy, conduct, and path of liberation. It indicates mithyatva and kasha impurity. So that's where the real religion is. Any sutras, what you see belongs to Dravyan Yoga, that's the real religion. Anything else is based on time, place and circumstances it was done. And based on our time, place and circumstances, we have to be educated and then modify accordingly. Okay, don't be afraid of changing wrong things. Based on this time, it was right at that time. But when you have to change it, we need to change it. All right? Okay.
Question about the Chaurya.
Huh?
About the Chaurya. Sorry.
Said?
About the Chaurya.
That will be later, Sunday afternoon. Any question outside of this, I'm going to conclude here because we have the executive committee here, all right? And we got some announcement to make. Yeah.
Based on everything you described today, can be a person be a businessman as well as a religious man together simultaneously?
As long as he does it properly. See, Gandhiji was a lawyer, right? And when he was fighting the case, he said, my client is wrong and out. Then you can say, well, he's not, no, if you read his biography, you can just say it. That's why he was never a successful lawyer. Okay? If you don't lie, he's not going to become a successful lawyer for that under the present environment. But Gandhiji, based on the principle, he said, it's wrong, that's it. So, they become, you have to do it, okay? So, let me conclude here right now. And we got the executive committees now over here. So, I would like to, turn over, come on, Pramod Bhai. Yeah. Pramod Bhai is our overall coordinator now in charge. And let's say, we want to turn over to Pramod Bhai.
Jai Jinendra, Pranam. We had invited our EC, Executive Committee and BOD members who can join today for just chatting with Pravin Bhai, knowing about, Pravin Bhai likes to, give information if anybody has related to Jaina education, as well as Pravin Bhai do like to recognize, I think, few people or so. So we like to give that opportunity. And we really very pleased that we have this kind of turnout for these 3 days sessions. And I think it's a great opportunity for our center to hold this workshop. And hope you will all get some clarifications and help to elevate your spiritual and our spiritual beings. So with that, I have few committee members here. With a short notice, we will see who we have. Shailesh Bhai Jain. Shailesh Bhai, come on over here. Shailesh Bhai Jain is our board of director. We have Virendra Bhai Shah. He is our former president. He had served just last 4 years as the president, and before that has also served. And Virendra Bhai does a lot of education parts are related stuff. Manages basically the books inventory, and as other Jain center needs books for their classes, supplies, and does really, it's a lot of work, So that's one of the things he has been doing for many years. I think probably over 30 plus years or so. Then we have Mahesh Bhai Shah, our executive committee member. Then let's see whether we have anybody. So far, that's what we have, committee member. I like to thank Pradeep Bhai for a lot of managing in the Swadhyaya Hall. Pradeep Bhai has been very, instrumental, making sure this kind of CBs, seminars, workshops live broadcasting or putting on the website later on. So people who couldn't make it on those days, at least they at a later date they can attend and get the knowledge, you know. So with that, I think I like. Oh yeah, and also I like to thank Rajesh Salecha for being one of the coordinator along with me, and of course Pravin Bhai. There is a lot of work, you know. I mean, we've been sending out just communication here, but he has a lot of database and had sent out information to a lot of other training centers. So if anybody wants to attend the seminar or this session workshop here, they can attend, you know. And anything.
Bharat Bin.
Who is Bharat?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay.
All right. Thank you, everybody. It will be appropriate if I just tell you about China Education Committee and how we run our Pathshala, how we prepare the books, and how people from this center are playing critical roles, like in these education material, to distribute to all the centers, bring them over here, all the materials, such a way that it's unimaginable delicacies. Okay, if I can just show you just if you look at it.
You got that. So
yeah.
Okay.
Just a bit. Oh,
no, you have
I got the mic. All right, it's there. Sorry about it. The material what you are seeing, this many books are prepared by the education committee. Okay, with the committee and applicable to current environment here. Okay, it is not that we are just copying the things from India and bring it down and put it. Wherever the things get modification, we got elementary level books, the middle school level books, the high school level books, okay, college level books, and the Jain academic ball. I just told you. Now the manual is over there. Just a minute. But anyway, all these materials what we have put in, okay, these materials are being helped, prepared, bring it over here from India printing, distributing to the proper place. There is a significant contribution done from the people of this society. Okay, and we recognize that one. We would like to recognize. You got that plaque? Oh. Yeah, but I can make me over. 1 minute. Okay. Just 1 second, okay? All right. So what I would like to do, at least recognize the few people also, but meantime, Shailesh Bhai is the Pathshala coordinator in this center, and how much they are helping us, and at the national level and at all other level, going to give you a little bit few introduction. Go ahead, Shailesh Bhai.
I just wanted to add that you saw me struggling with these books whole day. I mean, it could be several reasons. I'm getting old also. That's one reason. But basically, I mean, you can see how many books we have here. I just roughly counted 12 books here. And by the way, all these books, we use it here in this center. He's been publishing these books, last 12 years, something like that?
More
15 years,
no.
20 years? 25 years maybe, something like that. Since we had the conference in Boston, I think after that we started all this.
Right. We started that.
97, 98, we had the conference in Boston, teachers conference, Pathshala teachers conference, American Pathshalas. And so you can see how much progress we have made in this. And I don't believe I this is my personal opinion, that we ever had any English books available in Jainism. And he has done a great job taking that task.
What we would like to do, at least to recognize now few people who have, oh, sorry, I got it already. We would like to recognize the few people, okay? One of the key person is Bharat Bhai. Please come over here and live, okay? Now give me the Bharat Bhai's plaque, okay? Virendra Bhai, can you pass it? Dipti Ben. Oh, but can you do that one? Dipti Ben, please come over here. Now, one thing is this way. You would not, many people may not know Bharat Bhai and Dipti Ben, but the point what I'm trying to tell you, they have done so dedication job. Every center who orders the books, pulls all the books out from the warehouse, packs it up, delivers to the post office to ship all the book very diligently and without any expectation, even not the names or anything like that. And we would like to recognize by at least giving the plaque to you. And please don't say no. All right? Thank you. Thank you both. They are all here in Los Angeles Center. And we are getting, every center, we have 4,000 students. So you can just imagine the 4,000 students throughout the year, and plus individual buyers, okay, supplying the books in time, everybody. There is no complaint, no nothing like that. That is the case, with that one. So I thank you. Of course. Sure. Come on in. Virendra, we will tell you.
That is my right. So I can quote them to do some good things. Being my brother-in-law and sister-in-law, they cannot just say no. So they are forced to say yes. No, really, what Pravin Bhai, what everybody said, one of the main reasons we could work here, myself and my family, is because of them. They took up the responsibility of all these things. So I am free even to attend Jain Center function, do Jain Center work because I'm not at the work. They are taking care of my work. They work with me at my business, so that's the reason. So as many of us say, every successful man, there are obviously women is there, but I can say my brother-in-law and sister-in-law are there. Right. Going back to Pravin Bhai's word, we store as many as 50,000 plus books at my warehouse, and we ship out between 5,000 to 10,000 books every year. So that shows the amount of the volume. And the best thing has happened, a lot of people from India, those they don't have the English book available or this thing, many times they come here and they buy these books and they take it back to India. So the place where we think the Jainism origin, but the books goes from here. So all that work Pravin Bhai has been doing for 25 plus years. And the committee, he has selected a lot of people and a lot of people help him. One of the most dedicated committee in the entire Jain organization. Thank you.
Yeah. How about Manu Supervision? But कही देव से announce कर दे.
One thing we know, most of the people who are Jain, we are Vaniya, or we can say we are true businessmen and true these things. How to bring these books most economically, and not even most economically, almost free. We bring these books from India, get it printed over there in India. We use Manu Bhai, our community member, and he brings books by pallets, like 3, 4, 5 pallets at a time from India, and does not charge a single penny. I do not know how many, what you call non-profit organization he's helping. I lost count, But if you are standing on this Jain Center, if you see on the floor, anywhere you see stone, it's because of Manubhai. So from the day one, when he moved to Los Angeles, he has been helping us. And not only he's helping this Jain Center, but he's helping Jain Education Committee bring all these books free of charge and accommodate us as much as he can. So he is not here. I called him to be here, but he's with Senator Cory Booker, who is visiting Southern California during this thing. And he know him personally well. So Cory Booker, because he has a start time, he asked Manu Bhai if he can meet him, and he would like to. So I was expecting him, but he could not make it. So my sincere thank, and I will, everybody's watching on behalf, I'll thank him also.
Yeah, just one thing I tell you regarding the Manu Bhais and no, all their effort, Bharat Bhai and everybody, we are able to only charge very nominal for these books. $1 a copy, $2 a copy, $3 a copy. Now, when you talk about 4-color book with this many pages, all right, and just charging such a nominal price, okay, that's why, because we don't make profit. Not only that, but we believe it's a education things. We should be giving, as cheap as possible. That way, we continue it not being misused, but at the same time, those who needs it, they can just order that one. And that's because of all the volunteerism, what we have here by people working that way, and we can expand our education, knowledge base to our children, which can carry on this tradition, this very grateful tradition. Okay, so we are very, very thankful to the Los Angeles Jain Center and all the people who are really helping us in this area. Okay.
I was just wondering if we can buy any of these books over the weekend.
Yeah.
I will say I will give you one.
Now I'll give you the list. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. We'll take care of it here in the class.
Another thing, a couple of things here. I would like to let everybody know, we keep most of these books here for our Pathsala. And one of the ones that we use the most is 302. And there are some other books also we use, but 302 is the one we use the lot. Now, if you need just 1 or 2 books, if I have it, I'll give it to you. I have in the next building right here.
No, Virendra is here, so.
You brought some? Okay, no.
Yeah.
So he got them. So we are covered. We are covered.
Yeah, we'll give you that.
So now, what I'm trying to say here, we have a lot of visitors who are not Jains, who don't know anything about Jainism. They come and visit, and they're curious about what is your religion, what is this and what is that. So what I do, if I come to know about it as a visitor, I talk to them and I give them a couple of books. Okay, let's take this book. See, maybe it will give you some information that will help you understand what is Jainism.
Sure.
So there are few books that explains in very simple language, and there are students in the college who are going through the course, Jain course. I give some other books. So that happens throughout the year. People come and visit, and I'm more than happy to give them any book they would like to, the way that I have. And Pravin, I have one question. If you can
1 minute. This book, what we compile as a reference book, like what Shailesh is saying, 901, you will get the copy. Everybody will get the copy of this book. But that one, whatever I have covered it here, you find all the brief articles of all these things over here with the proper explanations. So generally you will see we update these books offer, but this is kind of a covers complete Jainism with that one, and just like it's like $1 a copy book. Okay, and because of that we sold significant number of these books. And similarly, what we have here is the Book of Compassion. This is the new edition. We got all the things what we are covering here. They are all defined here in the articles. Okay, and the world religion books. So these are the kind of the books which you will get it, everybody will get it. But these are all small books, these are reference books. We are giving it away in a sense for $1 a copy to everybody. Okay, so it has been publicized very well. And I told you yesterday, I believe, that the world religion books now we sold maybe at least 30,000 copies. And it's still continuously going up because many interfaith organizations are buying this book. It's so simple to read and nothing kind of hurting anybody. Everybody thinks that their religion has been properly represented in this book. Okay? Yeah.
I have one question. I don't know whether it is appropriate time to ask you. But Vairendra Bhai had mentioned that we send this book to India, certain institute, Pathsala, I don't know what places we send. And can you please tell us what places are those?
Yeah, I can tell you. What is happening in India, there are certain areas they buy our books and they use it. But because they are on English books, they need Hindi or in Gujarati, okay, just to put it that way. And we find some translators who can translate the things, and we already published those books in Hindi and Gujarati. That is being used. Like Bangalore is using our book very well. Madras, Chennai, whatever, they use these books. Hong Kong is using it. Not every Hong Kong center, but some centers in the Hong Kong are using it, and Australia is using it. We are shipping these books to them, and in Africa. Okay, so there are several places these books have been gone, but we have stocks in India. So basically all other countries' book we ship it from India instead of bringing it here and then shipping it from here, which is pretty expensive. That's what I mean.
One thing I might add, if a lot of these books are digitally available free of charge.
All books.
Actually, all of these books.
All these books are digitally available.
If you have an iPad or one of these e-readers, you could download them straight to your place, and you don't need physical, unless you need a physical books. That's all this thing about.
We don't recommend you to buy the books. Okay, if you think PDF file and electronic copy that's what you're really looking for, you get a free.
They are available free, and there is a e-library. They have I do not know, I've lost count. How many books were on the e-library? 22,000 books are available on Jainism on e-library. More than 100 plus countries access these. More than 50,000 people had been reading these books, downloading books, and studying books.
So can you do us a favor, please, tell the people who are here at least how to download those books or where to go to get those books on the online?
Best thing is Google Jain e-library. Obviously stand for electronics, Jain e-library. Go to Google and you will get the site. Once you register, which is free of charge, you can download any and all books.
Okay. Thank you. I can show you the demo if you need it over here during the time, but I'd like to finish my workshop first before I can try to do it. Okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think, yeah. Thank you very much. And I think we are going to be, now we can just break for lunch. Yeah, break for lunch. Any, Pramod bhai? Yeah, he's gone. I think he's ready for the. So let's break for the lunch, and we can get together probably 1:15. 1:15 we reconvene over here. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Right. Okay. Now we go. Yeah, that's the e-library thing.
Just a question.
Yeah.
I know that we are doing a great job here in distributing book here in America and Canada, right? But are we doing the same thing in India? Because there might be many more kids, lakhs of kids, right? Millions of kids, Jain kids, who may not be, they can be benefited from these books.
In India, we are saying, somebody has to, books are available. in the e-library, the things, there is a buying things are there, and it's all, it is all the shopping cart is available, okay? But now, how to reach everybody to all these Indian organizations, somebody has to help us out.
Yeah, so we are part of IGP.
Oh, Jain, right.
For our group.
Okay, thank you. Right. So but we need some help publicizing this one in India. We can publicize in USA, but we cannot publicize it.
In India, right? That's the main.
That's the main thing. But books are available in India, and we can provide.
Like they said, it's like available electronics. Yeah, which would be the easiest. So this more for the kids actually. I'm just thinking where they can also go to Parshala, and the way our kids are getting advantage here, I'm thinking for the kids in India.
I got a very quick question. I got my granddaughter, 4 years old. Do you have any books where picture or it's too early?
Well, no, you can, but because all our level 1 books are like this, okay? But again, somebody, mother has to know. Teacher, like, just give you simple. I just got a 1 minute, okay? These books and, okay. Like, this is just recent publication. And what we have, it is for the 4 or 5 years old kids here. Yeah. Okay. And this is like kind of when she starts writing it, this is a book that is a journal that goes with it. Okay. So whatever it is. Okay.
We can buy it.
Yeah, with Virendra bhai. Yeah. અહીંયા હમણાં જ આવે જ છે હમણાં વિરેન્દ્રભાઈ છે ને લઈને જ આવે છે બધા ઇટ વિલ બી હિયર pretty soon. Yeah. Yeah, એટલે લગભગ યા લંચ પછી આવી જ જશે કારણ કે લઈને જ આવેલા છે એટલે
બહુ ઇમ્પોર્ટન્ટ જોબ કર્યો છે એટલે થોડું બધા ચોખ્ખું થતું
જાય. સારી વાત છે હવે આ બધું ચાલ્યું છે કરીએ છીએ બીજું શું છે પણ ઘણા શું થાય કે
ઓલમોસ્ટ નેસેસરી